I'm watching YouTube. Nobody wants to watch my RuneScape gameplay anymore, so fuck it. I'm gonna do what I want to fucking do and not give a fuck about the chat anymore, not care about what you guys want. I care about myself for about and giving a fuck what the chat wants for the past fucking 11 years, man.
This was systematic, almost torture. I mean, those boys were so badly beat, and you make them go to the garage and pick out the piece of wood that you would systematically beat them.
You got him in his bed. He didn't have a chance to get his gun. Use the devil in disguise, man. You're gonna be a loser, and I hope to God you die on that floor in a penitentiary, punk.
So with that said, you're going to be remanded to the Sheriff's Department to fulfill your sentence. You realize that you're never going to get out of prison. You're going to die in prison. You understand that?
Oh, it's shot it. Sir, stand your ground. No retreat. That don't mean where's the evidence? She said she was all that. She said she was. Where's the evidence showing that she was?
This is 19-year-old Javon Woolfork.
I said it was consensual.
Consensual?
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me about the consensual part when you went in the room.
It happened before, way before they started fighting. We was all in my room chilling. We was drinking. I had coke, and she wanted some coke. So they left out, and it was just me and her in the room. Now, I ain't gonna get into all details. So she was snorting powder. She snorted powder. This girl is powder too. I ain't got to rape this girl. She's a powder too.
In 2013, Woolfork and 4 other teenagers lured a 16-year-old girl to a house and brutally her before forcing her to get intimate with Woolfork.
5 suspects were accused in this case. All but one took a plea deal.
The girl who says he raped her. It was violent and disturbing cell phone video capturing a girl being savagely beaten and dragged through this Hollywood home.
To be honest, it felt like hours.
That girl, who had just turned 16, gave jurors a riveting account of being lured to the house and ambushed.
They kept telling me that I need to have sex with Javon, and if I don't have sex with Javon, they're going to keep hitting me. And I told them to let me out of the home, let me out, let me out. I started feeling punches to my face. Okay. I remember Javon grabbing me by my hair, threw my head against the concrete.
While his accomplices eventually pleaded guilty, Woolfork, who was the alleged mastermind of the attack, bullishly went to trial.
Well, listen. What evidence do you have for me to take something?
All right, so...
Where's the DNA at? Where's the silent entry penetration? Where's the so-called video they have? What's the evidence? What evidence do you have? Let me know. What evidence do you have? What evidence have?
Ms. Schneider says you gave a statement admitting that you had...
That don't mean where's the evidence? She said she was all that. She said she was. Where's the evidence showing that she was? Where's that evidence at?
They don't got it.
What I said. I don't really matter what I said.
Woolfork denied all allegations and repeatedly lashed out at the judge, claiming there was no evidence against him.
No, where is the fact she said she was held down?
Severely out of frame.
You still avoiding that question.
When police discovered cell phone videos of the attack taken by his co-defendants, Woolfork completely changed his tone and pleaded with the judge in one last desperate attempt at freedom.
Fucking idiots recorded it. What a bunch of fucking dummies, dude. What the fuck do you record yourself beating a fucking woman? Fucking idiots, man.
The judge denied his request, and Woolfork was subsequently convicted for his crimes.
The defendant is guilty of sexual battery with actual use of force likely to cause serious bodily harm as charged in the information.
During sentencing, Woolfork once again asked for mercy, but the judge showed no sympathy.
I was 19 at the time when it happened. You know, I've been incarcerated for 2 years.
The facts and circumstances here were extremely sick and depraved, and that impression hasn't changed.
In the end, Javon Woolfork was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Although Javon Woolfork's pleas felt genuine, what happens when a grieving brother condemns a murderer to death?
You'll be a loser, and that's it. Your whole life, you're gonna be a loser, and I hope to God you die on that floor in a penitentiary, punk.
In August 2022, Officers were dispatched to a Michigan home after receiving a call about a shooting.
Jackson 911.
Yes, someone shot up our house or something. I don't know. They both look dead. I don't. There's the front door is shot out, and one's on the ground, and I think the other one's in the living room on the ground.
Okay, so hang on just a minute. Somebody shot your door, and there's somebody laying on the ground.
It looks like it. Yes, it looks like they're dead. I'm not sure. I got there and I freaked out and I left.
What's the address?
Yes, I was just coming home. Yeah, I stay there.
Okay, so does it look like this person that's laying on the ground has been shot?
I can't.
He just said that.
Looking, and the glass is shot out of the front door.
Yeah, it looks like you've been shot. He was laying on the fucking ground, dude. Come on, dude.
If I was there, they would have shot me too. I wasn't there though.
How long ago did this happen? Do you know, or did you just get home?
It was just like 15 minutes ago. I just left. I'm scared. I'm trying to ask somebody to answer their phone and figure out what to do. I don't know. I'm panicking. So I'm trying to. I don't know. I had no signal. I had to get all the way off of Raby Road to even get.
Okay.
Yeah, let me guess. She's the first fucking. She's the suspect. She called it in. She feels fucking. Yeah, they're going to treat her as a suspect.
There's one in the living room on the ground. It's so dark in there I can't tell. I can't tell.
Police found the bodies of 3 elderly men who had been
fatally. You never call in anything in Canada because you're the prime suspect if you called in. Yeah, fucking dumb. Oh, why'd you call us then? No, you sure it wasn't you and you're trying to cover up the crime? Fucking stupid. They're so stupid.
Shot multiple times. A fourth person, 43-year-old Zachary Borton, who lived with the victims, was missing from the scene. All 4 were members of the outlawed motorcycle club Iron Coffins.
Borton was wanted in connection to the deadly shootings of 3 men who were found dead at a home in Grass Lake, southeast of Jackson, Sunday morning. Borton was also wanted in Grand Rapids for assault and shooting a firearm at a building.
Borton was eventually arrested and brought in for questioning, where he claimed that he shot the men in self-defense.
So I shot him twice, or 3 times maybe.
He was coming in the door?
Yeah, he was coming in the front door. And then he was yelling something like motherfucker up to me. He was agitated for sure. And he had the pistol drawn up. And so I shot him. And then I'm not sure. I'm having kind of fast and slow motion. At the same time, it was all kind of a blur. So I shot him, and then after I shot he was coming out of the back. And so I turned towards him and shot him, or at him rather. I don't know if I hit him the first time because he turned. And when he turned to kind of get away, I kind of ran back towards him.
However, the jury didn't buy it, and Borton was ultimately convicted on 3 counts of first-degree homicide. After sentencing, the brother of one of the victims confronted Borton and tore into him.
You killed my brother. It wasn't self-defense. If there was any kind of self-defense, you would have got up on that stand and went ahead and said something about yourself or something like that, but instead you cowered down. I was a part of the United States Army. You think I'd be afraid of you? Other people was? I will take your head off, boy.
Dude, how you allowed to threaten a guy in fucking court, dude? What the fuck, dude? If I did that shit, I'd be fucking arrested, dude. What the fuck?
I'm serious. Not 1 shot, not 2 shots, 5 shots, 10 shots. Clips. Just wasted away on my brother. And shaking. He was sleeping. You got him in his bed. He didn't have a chance to get his gun. You ran through that house like a madman wanting to kill people. That's your problem. You's the devil in disguise, man. You're a loser, man. You'll be a loser, and that's it. Your whole life, you're gonna be a loser, and I hope to God you die on that floor in the penitentiary, punk.
Even the judge believed that Borton was a cold-blooded killer and sent him to prison for the rest of his life.
This was a horrible case. It was a horrible crime. It occurred in a scenic, nice, peaceful part of the community. You had a .40 caliber handgun. And later on we learned during the trial that you even talked to the police and said, in that interview at Grand Rapids, you didn't always have a .40 caliber. You kind of traded up guns. And let me tell you, a .40 caliber, handgun is a man-stopper. That's a big gun. 12 citizens, randomly drawn from the community, from all walks of life. They determined that beyond a reasonable doubt, you acted in lawful self-defense. They considered your defense. They rejected it. And what did you do? Oh, well, you got your shooting rampage, and you saw him get up off his bed, and you saw something shiny in his hand, and of course, where are you? You're in a meth rage, and then you just decide to start shooting. And you shot him, and he went down to the floor, and then you saw him move.
I mean, if the cops saw fucking something shiny in somebody's fucking hand, they think it's a gun too.
Significant testimony in the trial. You saw him move. An 80-year-old man that you already hit with a .40 caliber round, and he's moving. So what do? Do you just hold your weapon, control the situation, see what's going on? Hell no, you went and moved in. You hunted him down. You pumped multiple more rounds into that 80-year-old man, and Mr. Fraley, and that's exactly why the jury convicted you of first-degree murder. You're very familiar with guns, Mr. Borton, and you picked one that certainly was able to finish the job and gun 3 men down in cold blood.
40 calibers.
And that's what you did. Cold-blooded murder. So on count number 3, first-degree murder, the court is going to impose the most significant sentence allowed under Michigan law. Life without the possibility of parole. You're going to go in the front door of the reception and guidance center, all things being equal, they'll take you out in a black bag on the way out. So that's what life without possibility with parole is all about, Mr. Borton. And you'll meet lots of other lifers out there that, engage in the same kind of crime. You don't have to worry about your parole date because there won't be one.
Damn. Is it black?
While Zachary Borton didn't even flinch for a moment while getting blasted in court, what happens when a murderer lashes out at the victim's family?
Bro, stop looking at me, bro. Bro, I'm not playing. Look at me.
This is 27-year-old Deshaun Boylan, who is facing murder and theft charges in Muskegon Heights, Michigan.
You understand the charge and the potential penalty?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Can you say it again?
You want me to read the charge again?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. On Jefferson near Barney, that you allegedly committed the offense of homicide, open murder.
Level up. Completed.
On June 26, 2014, surveillance footage outside a bar captured Boylan stealing a car from the parking lot. 26-year-old Jacob Rameau saw his brother's car getting stolen and sprang into action. Throwing his jacket aside, he jumped on his motorcycle and sped after the carjacker. Unknown to him, Boylan's accomplice, 31-year-old Robert Gee, pursued Jacob in another car and shot him in the back, causing him to crash his motorcycle in the yard of a homeowner.
What's going on there? Some guy that shot up his motorcycle in my yard. He's laying in your yard? Yeah, he's out. We do have the fire department and the ambulance and the police en route, okay?
Because like I said, his bike was there and he ended up there. So we thought he just lost control and just fell. She was actually talking to him. He wasn't saying anything, he was just laying there. She was talking to him while he was down, and we saw him take his last breath.
Jacob died at the scene of the accident.
He puts his entire head, neck, torso, arm out that window to take aim. He intends to hit that man on the bike with the bullet.
Robert Gee was eventually convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. As for Boylan, his trial got off to an explosive start. During a preliminary hearing, Boylan lashed out at a witness and was promptly removed from the courtroom.
Chit chat.
What's up, Doug? Oh shit, finally a beer.
As the hearing
Holy.
came to an end, Boylan abruptly stood up, started pacing in the courtroom, and then exchanged words with the victim's family.
Bro, stop looking at me, bro. Bro, I'm not playing, bro. Look at me, bro. Hey. Oh, have fun in prison, bro. Hey.
Ultimately, Deshaun Boylan was found guilty of first-degree murder and perpetration of a larceny and was sentenced to life in prison without any chance of parole. While Deshaun Boylan disrespected his victim's family in court, what happens when a dangerous
watching
gangster
YouTube since
flips
nobody
out?
watches
Yeah, been working but haven't been on today reason why lol.
Oh, nice, dude. Been fucking doing the lawns, have you, dude? Nice, man. Been fucking doing the lawns, eh? Nice,
How
dude.
has your day been still being angry pouting face man?
No, just until earlier, but it's quite glitchy. Yeah, did some delve bust, didn't get any treads or fucking anything. But the tormented bracelet makes the fucking tomb. I can use the tunic and shadow on every fucking boss. Like it fucking rips every fucking toe boss now. Just with the tormentor bracelet. And I got a fucking Zenite. So I gotta get crafting up 3 levels so I can make the Zenite necklace. Or the fucking torture necklace. But yeah, now I'm just trying to get a smithing. Because when I mine, it smiths for me, so doing this instead of running back and forth to the fucking thing. Running back and forth to the
Nice man gains.
whatever it's called. Yeah, we're going to get I think we get another pass complete. Or I think we get another pack point for equipping all Zenite items. I think so.
At a judge. In the case of Akeem Artis, Deshaun Austin, and Travis Scott, 3 Hoolies gang members who were
Travis
facing
Scott?
multiple murder charges.
What the fuck? That ain't
Brooklyn-
Travis Scott. What the fuck? That ain't Travis Scott, dude.
Travis Scott.
That ain't Travis Scott, dude. What the fuck? Is it? Oh, maybe it is.
3 Hoolies gang members who were facing multiple murder charges in Brooklyn, New York.
We don't need to show this no mercy. You left me to tell his mother, who adored her son, he was dead.
In December 2018, 35-year-old Tyreen Walker was walking home
I don't have to
when he
work
was
tomorrow,
gunned down.
so because it's going to rain tomorrow. Yeah, I don't have to work tomorrow. But the next day is gonna be fucking heavy interlocking job. Fucking like 2 foot by 2 foot fucking patio stones. Ugh. That's alright. Oh, I'm tired. I took a nap, but I'm fucking tired.
By Hoolie leader Travis Scott. Then, in March 2020, a 26-year-old rival gang member was shot dead by Deshaun Austin outside a strip club. 4 months later, Austin was involved in another shooting near a playground, which took the life of a baby.
What the fuck?
1-year-old Devell Gardner was hit by a stray bullet after Austin and fellow gang
Same
member
but
Akeem
4 got
Artis
tomorrow
opened
off
fire
2 back
several
on my
times at a
Thursday.
rival gang.
Video shows Austin and a second shooter
Back on my
firing
Thursday.
multiple rounds into the playground.
Tomorrow off
Bullets
too.
hit 4
Nice,
people,
Doug.
including the 1-year-old.
He stands before this court with the blood of 5 people on his hands. He's the one who had a gun and walked up to a playground where people were grilling.
Just helping out
sitting
my
next to a
brother's
stroller,
mother-in-law getting
playing
paid
with their
cash landscaping
relative,
shit.
And he fired shot after shot after shot.
Yeah, there you go,
All 3 were
dude.
eventually
Tax free.
rounded
There you
up,
go.
charged, and ultimately convicted for the murders. During sentencing, the gangbangers showed
Nice,
no
dude.
remorse as Deshaun Austin ignored the victim's family.
You're working
and
for
looked
their
straight
family
ahead,
too, dude? That's
offering
nice.
no apology.
This coward took the life of my son March 3rd of 2020, which was not enough blood for him. He continued and then took the life of a 1-year-old baby.
Travis Scott stared straight at Tyreen Walker's family, who didn't hold back during their victim impact statement.
You got out the
car to shoot my husband, you should have took that ride home to your own kids. You
Ha ha ha, hell yeah, and on the Benny G use the system, bro.
Tyree was dead.
As for Akeem Artis, he
Otherwise,
seemed
the
amused by the
system
whole
uses
situation and grinned throughout the proceedings. But after learning his fate, Artis
Oh, the
lashed out
Benny
at the
G.
judge while
What's the
being
Benny
hauled
G?
away to prison.
Until he was given 40 years
I'm an
to
O.
life.
Yeah.
And then, as he was
Oh,
hauled
hell
away,
yeah. And on
disrespected
the Benny
judge.
G, use the system. What the fuck's Benny G?
In the end, Deshaun Austin was sentenced to 50 years to life, while both Travis Scott and Akeem Artis received 40 years to life in prison. While Deshaun, Akeem, and Travis
Nice
embody
bag
street
of weed,
violence,
brother.
the case of David Adam Pate embodies pure evil.
They say God is a vengeance. God.
This is 24-year-old David Adam Pate, who is facing murder charges in Lancaster, South Carolina.
You understand that murder carries a minimum sentence of 30 years and up to life. I ask you again, how do you wish to plead, guilty or not guilty to murder?
In October 2013, Pate lured his friend, 33-year-old Ricky James,
What the fuck?
into the woods.
Benny is
brutally
government
stabbed him
support.
multiple times with a butcher's knife.
Benefit.
Here or on the back of the head off, I couldn't put the ball in. You ever put him in the chest? All right, man.
Pate later confessed that he was too tired and drunk to dispose of Ricky's body and decided to dump it there for the local children to find.
But like I said, I tried to pick him up, tried to drag him like I turn around, grab his feet, try to drag him like I pulled his loop and I was so tired. But I've been drinking, it's a high pressure and stuff. I'm just, and I've been all night doing all the drugs and stuff. But I just laying there. I pushed him off the side a little bit. I tried to pull it. I pulled him as much as I could. I could pull him off. How far home? I pulled him. I couldn't do more. I got up and take those shoes off and put them to the side to the next morning. But the next morning I went back down there just to see if I was covering him up real good. And I took his pants, cleaned up because the girl was washing all the trail around the trail. I kind of wiped and looked real good.
Pate's disturbing mugshot revealed a surgically split tongue and several face and neck tattoos linking him to the street gang Gangster Disciples.
Gangster Disciples. Gangster Disciples.
Gangster Disciples are a violent gang with a long history of lawlessness here in the United States. According to a federal indictment filed last month, originated in Chicago, they've spread to more than 24 states.
A year later, Pate pleaded guilty to the murder and was now in court to learn his fate.
You understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that murder carries a minimum sentence of 30 years and up to life.
Both the prosecutor and the detective who interrogated Pate recommended a life sentence.
As stated, he says he'd like to do it again and enjoyed what he did. Life's the only thing that makes sense here to us. I can't explain what we just heard. Even from that day, watching it again, from sitting across from him, it's, you just can't explain it.
This is an evil person standing before you. And if anybody ever deserved life in prison, it's David.
Then, Ricky's two brothers took the stand and directly confronted his killer. One of them, the situation became too unbearable.
My brother was, as the solicitor gave me the views of what was going on in the case, supposedly he said, I killed him because he came in the woods with me. Why would somebody want to talk to me looking like this? But my brother was the type of person who had no strings with nobody. Like,
yeah, how'd you go in the woods if somebody looks like that?
his only weakness was that he's drunk.
And somebody who lives in the woods.
He started to trust people too much. But besides that, he was a good guy. And I hope that you give him all he can get. Like, just let him suffer. I'm just coming from behind an SCDC, and he gonna suffer back there. I just hope he knows he's gonna suffer back there.
man slayed my brother for no reason. He admitted. He admitted. People like that ain't on earth. People like that. Devils, man. You devils, man. You gonna suffer. You gonna suffer. Because they say God is avenging. God, boy.
Thank you, Jay.
Before imposing sentence, Judge Dan Hall had a few words for the defendant.
I think he's trying not to laugh.
Appears that this murder, even yet, seems to be completely senseless, remorseless, emotionless. There is a benefit to the defendant.
And you bring back the death penalty, dude, so jails don't fill up. There's for dumbass fucking people like this.
Whoever he is, as long as he's breathing, there's still some hope for him. The sentence of the court is that you own indictment 2014 GS 29221 State versus David Allen Pate, having pled guilty to murder. Sentence of the court is he be committed to State Department of Corrections for a determined term of life. Thank you.
His only reaction, a smile and a nod of approval. Ultimately, David Pate was sent to prison for life for the gruesome murder of Ricky James. While David Pate was all smiles at the prospect of spending the rest of his life in jail, what happens when a killer shows no emotion when confronted by his victim's family?
This sick.
Oh fuck, dude. What the fuck's that Nike shirt? Why is it? It's supposed to be on the. Isn't it supposed to be on the fucking left nipple? Not on the back fucking right. It's like the fucking neck is backwards. It's either the shirt, the whole shirt's backwards, or the neck's backwards. What the fuck? Yeah, it's a fucking like Nike golf shirt, dude. It's a t-shirt. It's like a polo. Isn't it supposed to be fucking on the chest? It's like some Chinese fucking knockoff Nike. The neck's just flipped around backwards.
An evil coward showed no regard for Lakin or human life.
This is 26-year-old Jose Ibarra, who is facing multiple charges, including murder in Athens, Georgia.
Maybe it's a new
On
style,
February 22nd, 2024, Ibarra, an illegal immigrant from Venezuela, went on what the authorities called a hunt for women at the University of Georgia apartment complex, sneaking and trying to break into student flats in search of a victim.
It shows the man going to the door of a student apartment. Then he goes to the back of the building to peep inside the ground level bedrooms. After a full hour of going back and forth, he can be seen skulking around a bus stop near the jogging trail.
Later that day, nursing student Lakin Riley would cross paths with this predator while out on a jog. It was the last time anyone would see her alive.
There's Lakin Riley running by the same location. It's the last known video of her alive. The timestamp shows 9:06 a.m. 5 minutes later, she was attacked.
Shortly after, police found Riley's body near a lake.
Yeah, she ran too much. She was too tired.
Was choked to death. Following investigations,
could have
police
outran
tracked
him
Ibarra to
probably
his
if you
house
weren't
the next
tired.
day. His body showed clear signs of defensive wounds, as there were multiple scratches and bruises on his arms and face, which later matched with DNA evidence found under Riley's fingernails.
Watch this newly released body camera video in court. The police are seen waking up 26-year-old Jose Ibarra and questioning him about the murder in the jogging trails near his apartment. The officers are seen asking him about scratches and bruises on his arms and face.
I asked him, I have a question, why, and then I point to my left knuckle, why is this red? He responds by saying that because of the cold. I asked what
He's in a
happened
t-shirt.
there, and he said that he had a scratch, but he didn't exactly explain from where or how. What happened there? First he says, I don't have anything there, there's nothing there, and then he starts pointing at it again, saying that, oh, it's just a scratch.
So when he said that there was nothing there, could you see something there?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
What could you see?
It looked like I don't know exactly know the time, but I could see there was still a little bit of pus in it.
Pus?
So it didn't look very old. Okay. But I could see that there was a scratch on his wrist.
Ibarra was also caught on surveillance cameras dumping a jacket that had Riley's hair on it. With overwhelming evidence against him, Ibarra waived his right to a jury trial, meaning it was now up to the judge to decide his fate.
Count 1, malice murder. I find the defendant guilty.
Count 2, felony murder, I find the defendant guilty. I sentence you to life without the possibility of parole.
Jose Ibarra showed zero emotion as the judge found him guilty on all counts and sentenced him to life in prison without
Wrong
parole.
place, wrong time,
While
poor
Jose
girl, man.
Ibarra's stone-cold face
That's
showed
why
no
when you
signs
run, you
of
never
regret.
overdo it. You never
What happens when
fucking
a junkie killer
run
is
till you
deemed
never
the
run till you stop, right? You run till you're like a little bit. You still have a bit in the tank just in case, right? You don't want to be fucking completely vulnerable.
most dangerous man ever by the prosecutor.
When it comes to the sentencing of somebody who is as dangerous as Lance Bronco, I'm not sure in 42
Like even if a dog attacks you or something, because dogs always attack joggers, you need to fucking have energy to fight it off, right?
An Idaho man who was on trial for several charges, including home invasion and murder.
Count 1, murder with a part 1. Count 2, aggravated battery with use of a deadly weapon or instrument with a part 1 also. Count 3, robbery. Count 4, burglary. And count 5, unlawful possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
On March 9th, 2024, Broncho broke into the Idaho Falls home of 51-year-old Eric Leisk and fatally shot him. Leisk's son was also injured in the shooting. According to reports, Broncho was looking to steal drugs and had mistakenly broken into the wrong house. Broncho was already on a federal supervised release and had an active warrant for several previous assault cases. Broncho had initially pleaded not guilty, but since Idaho is a death row state, he ended up taking a plea deal in exchange for removing the death penalty off the table.
In exchange for your guilty pleas, the state of Idaho agreed to dismiss the remaining charges. The state also agreed it would not seek the death penalty as a sentence recommendation, and that they would recommend a specific sentence, a unified sentence of life with no more than 35 years as a determinate sentence.
At his sentencing, Broncho's defense attorney argued for the minimum sentence, claiming his client had severe mental health issues and had spent most of his childhood in the juvenile prison system.
It's clear from the records, both the pre-sentence investigation report and the psychological assessment, that my client has had a tough time. He's had a rough life, it is fair to say. His juvenile history started even before he became a teenager.
Good defense, dude.
His mental health diagnoses started at a young age. His incarceration.
He's been a repeat offender.
13. Still today, he has a good attitude of hoping that he can make this right, hoping he can.
You got banned on Ozra's,
make
bro.
it right with society. So that
No, dude, I'm
society
shadow
can
banned on YouTube, dude.
show
My views
that
are
he can
fucking
be
like 1%
responsible.
of what they used to be, like
He has
2% of what they
mental
used to
health
be.
history, PTSD,
Got like 11 views a
reports
stream instead of
talk
fucking like
about
fucking
the trauma
70.
that he suffered as a child.
However, the prosecutor insisted
Doug,
that the
I'm still
defendant
on,
could
dude.
not
Just
be
getting 99
rehabilitated,
Smithing right
and the
now.
Broncho was the most dangerous
That was
person
pretty
he had
boring.
ever seen.
It's only 1.6 mil an hour, but almost 98.
Level up,
Yeah,
completed.
98.
By the time
Probably another hour.
the eligibility rolls around,
Or under an hour, it'll be 99 Smither.
many in this room will be dead. We have babies being born today that will be reliant upon this.
LOL, it's better sometimes watching YouTube over the homie getting mad at Ozra's. LOL.
That's the kind of gravity
I don't like him mad.
when it comes to the sentencing.
People don't watch my fucking, you know, they fucking watch YouTube. I want viewers.
I'm not sure in 42 years I've encountered somebody as dangerous. And that's the nature of what is put before this court today. There is no reasonable expectation that he will demonstrate a reduction of risk for continued violence.
Before learning his fate, Broncho was given one last chance to plead his case. However, it was too little, too late.
You want to make a statement directly to me?
Love it when he is happy, smiling face with smiling eyes. Hank Schrader going hard on this case.
Said, Mr. Bronco, it is the judgment of this court that you be sentenced to the custody of the State of Idaho Department of Corrections as follows. Count 1, murder 1, for a minimum determinate period of time of 35 years with an indeterminate period of time of life. For count 2, aggravated battery, that you be sentenced to a minimum determinate period of time of 10 years, followed by a 5-year indeterminate period of time.
Ultimately, Lance Brancho was sentenced to 35 years to life in prison for the first-degree murder of Eric Leask. While Lance Brancho showed no genuine remorse for his actions, what happens when a notorious gang member attempts a brazen and violent prison escape?
The men escaped police after Umfenauer shot and injured 2 Idaho Department of Correction officers in the Boise St. Alphonsus ambulance bay early Wednesday morning.
This is Skylar Meade, a member of the white supremacy prison gang Aryan Knights, who was facing several charges in Twin Falls, Idaho. In March 2024,
Those are the White Knights. I guess they're technically White Knights then.
Sentence for shooting a police officer was being transferred to a hospital to receive medical treatment.
If it's a white supremacist gang and they're called Aryan Knights, aren't they technically White Knights?
29-year-old Nicholas Umfenauer opened fire on the corrections officers and helped Meade escape. Then, while on the run, the duo murdered 2 elderly men in their early 80s, one of whom had given shelter to the escaped convicts.
We did find the shackles at the scene of one of the homicides.
This was a planned
Shit,
event.
he had the same
and we're
hand and
channeling every
tattoos
resource
as you,
we have
bud.
into trying to understand exactly how they went about planning it.
A massive manhunt was launched, and
the
the
hell
2
up,
fugitives
Steven?
were finally captured without further incident.
There was an immense collaboration and cooperation all
Shut the hell
across the
up.
state to come to this conclusion.
There was a short vehicle pursuit, and both suspects were taken into custody separately. There were no shots fired or extensive use of force in this operation.
We were watching a house.
LOL face with tears of
where
joy.
we suspected he might be, and we ended up following a vehicle away from that house and determined that Mr. Meade was
Look
in
at
the
that
car.
neckbeard, holy.
And then we pursued that
Yeah,
vehicle
definitely
into
is
Twin
red
Falls from
karma.
the Filer area, and eventually took them into custody in Twin Falls.
Eventually, Nicholas Umfenauer was charged with helping an inmate's escape and shooting a police officer, and was sentenced to life in prison.
To the charge of murder in the first degree, are you prepared to enter a plea at this time, or do you wish to have a delay in that plea?
Your Honor, he intends to stand silent.
Right. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Meade will serve a life sentence for his prison escape in Ada County.
Skylar Meade was also sentenced to life in prison for his violent escape from custody. While Skylar Meade's daring prison escape was the stuff of legends, how does it compare to laughing at the face of a death sentence?
Pedro Espinosa to the California State Prison at San Quentin and to deliver him into the custody of the warden of said prison. The defendant intentionally killed Jamil Shaw II.
This is 19-year-old Pedro Espinosa, who was accused of murdering a teenager in a gang-related shooting in Los Angeles, California. In March 2008, 17-year-old high school football player Jamil Shaw was walking home when he was fatally shot and executed by Espinosa.
He was on the phone talking to his girlfriend as he was walking down the street, and she heard the guy walked up to him and they asked him, "What set you from?" Or like, "What gang you from?" He didn't answer, and they shot him. He's not a gangbanger. He doesn't gangbang. He doesn't do none of that. He's a good kid.
Espinosa was a member of the 18th Street Gang
Oh,
and mistook
what's that?
Jamil for a rival gang
Obtained
member
25 million
because he was
mining
carrying a
XP,
red
200
backpack. Espinosa, who was
200
released from
points.
prison just a
Nice,
day
dog.
earlier, was arrested and charged with first-degree murder.
That night, when Pedro came to talk to you, did he mention
I have
anything
175 million magic XP, so we're gonna get 200 mil magic XP soon.
about what was on the news? No, sir. When you talked to the police,
Oh yeah.
did you tell
The
them
game's
the
for
fact
Iron
that
Man.
Pedro talked to you that night, March the 2nd, about a football player that was killed, as shown on the news? No, sir. In fact, did you tell the detectives that Pedro told you that night that he did it?
I did say that, sir, but I did it for a reason.
But you did say that.
I did say that. But not literally because of the news thing. Nah, I said it because they were threatening me. They were threatening me, talking about that I killed a person, that I was involved with it, and that I was going to face like 20 plus years in the feds and the state penitentiary.
Didn't you make that statement?
I did see it on TV way before it actually started. I heard about it even before, like.
Please like the video, dogs.
But like before the police even came to my house. So I already knew like what had happened to that student.
Because they were covering it on the news.
Yes, sir.
And that's when Pedro came home and told you that he did it.
He never told me nothing.
He did come home that night?
I can't say, sir. I don't remember. Because I had heard that the kid, he belonged to a blood gang. I don't know Different gangs, blood gangs. So.
Did you know who the victim was personally?
No, sir, but I used to see him around school.
And a moment ago, you said that all you knew was the victim was the blood, but then you told the detectives he was from Rolling 20s. Isn't that because that's what Pedro told you?
No, sir.
Didn't Pedro use the term for a 20s gang member called a Twinkie?
I said that, sir.
Well, what does that mean? Who calls Rolling 20s Twinkies?
I call them. Boy, I call them. Everybody calls them.
18th Street gang members call them Twinkies?
Everybody does.
Didn't you tell the police that Pedro told you, I killed the Twinkie that night when you were watching it on the news?
I did tell the police, but I never told them. I seen it on TV. That was all a lie. That was just like a story I made up.
Didn't you say during that same interview that he did it with a gun?
That was the same thing I said earlier.
And did you say specifically, he just told me he killed him? Did you say that?
I did say that.
During sentencing, Jamil's uncle took the stand and called Espinosa a coward and a cold-blooded killer.
The days when I was growing up, it was basically you use your fists. You don't just go and kill somebody cold blood. It's the coward's way out.
The defendant, however, showed no remorse. Instead, he smiled and smirked at the judge as he imposed sentence.
It is the judgment and sentence of this court that for the crime of murder in the first degree, the defendant, Pedro Espinosa, shall be put to death within the walls of the California State Prison at San Quentin. A court further imposes a consecutive sentence of 25 years to life. The defendant is ordered remanded to the custody of the sheriff of Los Angeles County without bail to be delivered.
My phone comes in when I don't play RuneScape.
To the
Holy.
warden of the California prison at San Quentin for the execution of
crown
his
on
death
deck.
sentence. The defendant is to be held in custody by the
opens
warden
to drink tomorrow.
pending the final determination of the
drink
defendant's
today after
automatic
work.
appeal to the California
sleep.
Supreme Court.
Ultimately, Pedro
go back to
Espinosa
sleep
was given the
soon.
death penalty for the shooting death of Jamil Shaw.
This death sentence shall be executed upon the final
And wake up and drink all day,
determination
baby.
of the appeal,
I'm just bored.
the affirmation of this judgment, and the issuance of a warrant of
Story of my life.
execution by this court. Therefore, you, the warden of the
Been
California
swapping
State
between
Prison at
Forecast and
San
Mispa.
Quentin, are hereby commanded
nice,
to
dude.
receive Pedro Espinosa
Just getting
and to
99
hold him
Smith
in your
and
custody pending the
Late.
decision on this cause on appeal.
almost there.
While Pedro Espinosa was all smiles after being sent to death row, what happens when the army raids a gang hideout?
Oh, this was the last video. Let's watch Tourist. Fucking Tourist.
This man, this animal, this
Did
piece of
25 kills at Forkoth yesterday and donated the loot, which was 390M.
people, 17 medical examiners testified
Nice, dog.
about what your bullets did to
I
our
need this.
children's bodies. And you sat there with the same freaking expression you have now. None.
Your act of terrorism resulted in the murder of 51 people. Most of your victims were at prayer. You violated places of worship where people came together for peace and fellowship. On the charge of committing a terrorist act, you were sentenced to life imprisonment.
Death to the enemies of America. You call it terrorism, I call it patriotism.
Felt good about it and went to Mispa and got a Venator shard worth height 13M.
Damn. Nice, dog. A bench shard.
At least 40 people are dead and over 100 injured after heavily armed gunmen burst into a packed theater near Moscow and opened fire.
On March 22nd, 2024, 4 gunmen associated with Islamic State, Khorasan province, coordinated a terror attack against civilians at the Crocus City Hall music venue in Moscow, Russia. Shamsuddin Fariduni, along with his 3 co-conspirators, Delurjan Mirzoyev, Said Akrami Rakhabalizoda, and Mohammad Sobir Fezov, snuck into an active concert venue in Moscow with a nefarious plan. Once the hall was full of people, the conspirators, all members of ISIS, opened fire.
All members of what? This? Damn.
The concert goers were horrified. Those who were still outside fled to safety, but with gunmen at the entrance and exits, anyone already inside the building was trapped. Hundreds of people sat in their seats, wondering why the concert was delayed. They quickly realized the truth.
Aren't they hearing the shoot? Shots? Oh. They're still sitting there, just fucking waiting for it?
Inside the atrium and fired into the trapped crowd. And if that wasn't bad enough, the terrorists then set fire to the building. Now anyone still hiding inside was faced with a terrible choice. Threatened by the fire, those still alive were forced to abandon their hiding spots and run for safety. But they walked right into the terrorists' trap. A total of 167 people were killed in the attack, and another 100 were seriously wounded. The attackers used the cover of smoke and chaos to make their escape, but it was only a matter of time until their deeds caught up to them.
Christ, this cameraman sucks, dude. Holy. They just beat the shit out of you in Russia for your terrorists, dude.
Once they found the first criminal, they quickly found the rest. All four were taken in, interrogated, and forced to stand trial for their crimes. But when they arrived in court, the public noticed something different about them.
Really beaten. Huh?
All four members showed signs of severe pain. Some reporters speculated that one man may have lost his eye during the interrogation. Another shooter fell unconscious during the trial proceedings. The four men were identified as members of ISIS, native to Tajikistan. Their sentences have not been made public, but according to some sources, they could face life in prison or even execution.
This should get execution. What the fuck?
Disaster. But chilling, terrorism is even scarier when it happens somewhere you have been
Death by firing squad.
Walmart.
Dramatic video captured by a survivor inside the Walmart shows the traumatic moment the gunman stormed the store on a killing spree.
Like in the case of Patrick Crucius, who's facing 90 federal hate crimes and firearm violations in El Paso, Texas. On August 3rd, 2019, as families completed last-minute back-to-school shopping, a horrific scene unfolded. Gunshots suddenly went flying inside an El Paso Walmart. Surprised shoppers dove under tables and displays to escape certain death.
Busting guns in Walmart right now. AK, somebody's got shot.
The shooter was 21-year-old Patrick Crucius. Shortly before the shooting, Crucius published his manifesto online. It clearly referenced the racial replacement theory, claiming that Hispanic immigrants were invading Texas, stealing jobs from people like him.
There's some McDonald's in it.
El Paso Walmart with one goal.
Looked like they're on like a McDonald's table or something. Over here, McDonald's, Walmart's and McDonald's is in them. Some of them.
One witness barely made it out alive.
Approximately
Damn, this is
4
old
seconds
then.
after, and hit the guy next to me.
How close was the man next to you?
Within arm's length.
Did he survive?
The first shot, yes, but not the second shot.
Those who could escape did, but many others weren't so lucky.
These gunshots were going in.
Who could escape did, but many others.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like a fucking eating place. I don't know. Yeah, benches, tables. Dirt on the fucking ground. Looks like crumbs on the ground. Yeah, it looks like the store's out here. Right? Looks like it's its own room in here. Yeah, it's like a restaurant in the store or something like that. And like the store's out
Thought
here.
that was a parking garage at first, LMAO.
Others weren't so lucky.
These gunshots were going and firing their child. It was horrible, and my mom was praying and crying. It was real bad.
Walmart had direct access to a nearby mall, and shoppers were petrified that he would target them next.
Okay, from this side, you guys have to run down. The shooter's that way? He's over here in the other.
But just minutes later, help arrived. Police were on the scene 6 minutes after the first 911 call was made. The nightmare was finally over.
As of right now, like I confirmed earlier, we do have one person in custody. I can confirm that it is a white male.
According to his manifesto, Crucius wanted to die during the police shootout, but the cops arrested him alive. With the threat neutralized, wounded shoppers were wheeled out on carts to receive medical attention, but not everyone made it out.
All I want to do is find my mom. Somebody needs to tell me where she is. I want to know if she's dead or alive or if she's still in Walmart.
23 people
He
died
was
during the
defiantly
attack.
bullied in school.
Another 22 were sent to the hospital with serious injuries. The community was outraged.
We're going to do what we do to terrorists in this country, which is deliver swift and certain justice.
But they were even more outraged when they learned the motive for the shooting: racism.
There are strong indications that this shooter wrote that manifesto and that this was inspired by his hatred of people here in this community.
In court, Crucius quickly realized the gravity of his situation.
Today, Patrick Crucius pleaded guilty to the charges brought against him by the state of Texas. He has accepted responsibility for this horrific actions.
He pled guilty.
I don't know, Doug. Shadowbanned from YouTube.
But this time, the judge
I don't know,
wasn't in
Doug.
a
My
forgiving
views are
mood.
down.
This is the moment
10% of
Crucius
what I used to
learned
get.
his fate.
And I sentence you
Get like 5 or 6 views a stream.
Institutional Division of the
Used to
Texas
get like
Department
80.
of Criminal Justice for a term of life without the possibility of parole.
Yeah.
Have you understood everything that's happened?
Crucius's
Damn
terroristic
bro, it's
attack
cool
was
Twitch
inspired
got
by
you.
hatred, but it's nothing compared to Norway's worst act of violence since the Second World War. Like in the case of Anders Breivik, who was charged with terrorism and mass murder in Oslo, Norway. For years, Breivik fell further and further into right-wing extremism. At 24, Breivik moved back in with his mother to save money. 8 years later, the world finally discovered what he was saving for. In July of 2011, Breivik parked a nondescript van outside the government's headquarters in Oslo. Inside was close to a ton of explosives.
Oh shit. Uh-oh. That's not going down well.
Breivik, dressed in a police uniform, calmly left the scene. He got into a different car and made his way out of the city, escaping just minutes before inciting Norway's deadliest day since World War II. The explosives completely wrecked the government building, killing and injuring the building's occupants. Citizens blocks away panicked as the city crumbled around them.
3:26 p.m., a massive car bomb shatters downtown Oslo. The target, the Prime Minister's office. The streets turn into makeshift triage areas. But this horror is only beginning.
8 people were killed in the attack, and another 209 were injured. Norway, which has an average of only 30 murders per year, was caught completely off guard by the carnage. But Breivik was just getting started. While the country's police force was occupied in Oslo, Breivik made his way to the island of Utøya, 45 minutes away from Oslo. Utøya is a small
one building on
island inside of a lake. At this time of year, it hosts a large summer camp targeted at left-wing youth. To access the island,
Damn, this
Breivik
Fer is a
needed to
savage.
convince the guards to send him a ferry.
And he presented himself as security police officers there to instruct them about security measures that needed to be taken in light of the explosion that had just happened in Oslo. and they sent the ferry over to collect him.
He successfully arrived onto the island. Breivik was clear and calculated as he continued the ruse.
The first thing he did was to go and ask for the guardsmen of the island to come with him, and the woman who was the head of the camp. And then he drew his pistol and he shot them both in the head.
Breivik reappeared without the guards or camp coordinator, but campers were none the wiser.
He was uniformed as a policeman. He had ID. He acted just like a police usually does.
So when he asked for campers to gather around him, they followed instructions. They didn't realize until it was too late.
He yelled, "I'm going to kill you all." And he was very accurate on where he was shooting. Almost every shot hit something or someone.
Campers scattered around the island trying to hide in the woods or in tents, but Breivik hunted them.
I could hear his breathing. I could also feel his boots very near me, and I could feel the warmth from the barrel when he pulled the trigger.
Others tried to swim to freedom, but Breivik shot at them before they could escape.
Yeah.
Campers called police when the shooting started, but the majority of police forces had been sent to Oslo. It would be an hour before anyone could get to them. Minutes before police could arrive, dispatch received another call, this time from the killer himself.
I'm a person who wishes to surrender. Surrender, I see. What was your name? Anders Behring Breivik is my name.
Despite his promise to turn himself in, Breivik kept shooting the campers for another 15 minutes until police arrived on the island to subdue him. Breivik was now in handcuffs, but the police's work had only begun. Rescuers used boats to transfer the injured and the deceased off the island. In total, over 77 people died that day due to Breivik's actions. Breivik's father, who hasn't had contact with his son in a decade, still feels responsible for the carnage.
I feel shame and grief for what has happened. I really wish it undone, but it has happened and it's horrible to think about. I'm going to live with this for the rest of my life.
In court, Breivik showed the world his true colors, a white supremacist and Nazi sympathizer.
I do not recognize the Norwegian court. You've gotten your mandate from political parties who support multiculturalism.
As if that wasn't clear enough, Breivik's next actions left no room for doubt. Breivik showed no remorse for his crimes.
I acknowledge the acts, but I do not plead guilty, and I claim that I was doing it in self-defense.
It took an entire hour just to read Breivik's charges and the names of his victims, and Breivik remained stone-faced for all of it.
Ida Marie Hill, born 20th of February 1977. Hanne Ekroll Løvli, born 29th of June 1981.
40, Johannes Bø, born 5th of November 1996.
There was only one time he cried in court, and that was when they played his homemade anti-Islamic propaganda video.
Fuck, that's it.
Level up, completed.
His heaviest sentence, a mandatory 21-year sentence with the possibility of indefinite extension. Norway is still picking up the pieces after that deadly terrorist attack. But what happens when a neo-Nazi screams at his victim on the stand? Like in the case of Jeremy Christian, who was charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder in Portland, Oregon. Jeremy Christian was very politically active, often appearing in far-right rallies, promoting white supremacy and free speech.
This is my soapbox. Portland, Oregon, the Northwest. I'm a revolutionary. We brought all the Semitic monotheist child molesters over here. I'm a Viking. We brought them over here. Come on, we got prior land claims. Constitution, that ain't.
In addition to going to rallies, Christian's other hobbies seem to include getting drunk, boarding public transportation, and harassing any minority in sight.
We got a Christian or Muslim
Another passenger, Demetria Hester, demanded that Christian stop harassing the bus driver, and that's when his attention turned to her. As they exited the train, Christian continued to harass Hester.
She's following him and yelling at him, it looks like.
The fight escalated, and Christian threw a bottle, striking Hester in the face. Terrified, she pepper sprayed him, and he ran away.
What's this one guy doing? The fuck? He just tries to hit her with the bike.
Hester was left with a black eye and swollen face from the bottle. She was Christian's first victim, but not his last. The next day, Christian was drunk and yelling at two black girls wearing a hijab when other passengers jumped up to defend the teenagers. Things turned violent. This is Micah Fletcher. He and two other men surrounded Christian and ordered him off the train. They didn't expect Christian to be armed. Christian swiped his pocket knife across Fletcher's neck and stabbed the two other men. As they bled out, Christian made his escape. Christian fled the station and entered a nearby residential area, but the train passengers had already called the police. Christian was caught just blocks away from the station. Back at the station, two of the men passed away from blood loss due to the stabbing. Micah Fletcher, who was stabbed in the neck, miraculously survived. Now in court, Christian was immediately aggressive.
Free speech or die, Portland. You got no safe place. This is America. Get out if you don't like free speech.
He continued his hate speech rhetoric even in front of the judge.
Death to the enemies of America. Leave this country if you hate our freedom.
When the judge charged him with terrorism, this was his response.
You call it terrorism, I call it patriotism. You hear me? Die.
Christian seemed to be proud of his actions that day.
What an idiot.
I do regret that two people died, but I do not regret my actions that led to their death.
And his hair's like this now, they cut his hair like that and made him look stupid.
Victim, and what he said floored the entire courtroom.
You chose violence, I chose violence. People died, you survived. I understand your feelings of guilt. You should apologize to the families, not for not being there, but for being the main contributor of their death. Once you accept that, feel free to write me in prison. I hold no ill will against you. That's my statement.
His words in court were shocking, but not as shocking as what he told the Muslim teenagers on the train.
He was saying, Muslims shouldn't go back to Saudi Arabia.
You remember anything else? Was there any...
yourself.
Then, Christian's very first victim, Demetria Hester, took the stand.
I can't breathe, Matt. And take it off, dude, if you can't breathe, dude. At least suffocating yourself, dude. Take it off. Or at least fucking uncover your nose then.
Christian exploded.
Seems to be looking like you're breathing pretty well.
They probably from Kansas.
Clearly, Christian has no remorse for his crimes, and the jury agreed. This is the moment Christian heard their verdict.
Attempted murder in the first degree, the verdict is guilty. Assault in the first degree, the verdict is guilty. Intimidation in the second degree, the verdict is guilty. Unlawful use of a weapon, the The verdict is guilty.
The judge sentenced Christian to 2 life sentences without parole. Christian's attack shook Portland residents. But how
Got
is that
fucking
compared
more
to
than the
largest
fucking
US
Norway
terrorist
bomb
attack
there.
since 9/11? Like in the case of Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, who's facing 30 criminal charges, including the use of a weapon of mass destruction and possession and use of a firearm. In 2013, Dzhokhar and his older brother Tamerlan attended the 2013 Boston Marathon. Thousands of other people gathered around the finish line, unaware of what was about to happen.
And he's standing in front of the Forum restaurant. There are people behind him and people in front of him, including children who are standing on a metal barrier.
Right as the race was finishing, at the 4-hour and 10-minute mark, tragedy struck.
Wish I was with him, to be honest.
People screamed in pain and shock, but not everyone was caught unawares. A second explosion, less than a block away from the first. The casualty count doubled in seconds as emergency personnel rushed to help the wounded.
I remember this shit all on the news.
Yeah.
Year-old Martin Richard died during the when the second explosion went off, and he was standing on that barrier. His little sister Jane lost one of her legs. She was also standing on that barrier.
Meanwhile, Tsarnaev used the chaos to make his escape, disappearing onto the streets of Boston. As the largest terror attack since 9/11, the Boston Marathon bombing was soon all over the news.
Make no mistake, we will get to the bottom of this. Any responsible individuals, any responsible groups will feel the full weight of justice.
But the Tsarnaev brothers were nowhere to be found. Authorities suspected that they would try to skip town, and they were right.
3 days, damn.
3 days after the explosions, a gas station security camera captures Dzhokhar Tsarnaev entering a gas station in Cambridge, 15 minutes away from Boston. They had carjacked an SUV, took the
That's where RuneScape's from,
planned on
Cambridge.
escaping to New York, but they made
Cambridge,
a fatal
UK,
mistake.
mate.
While Dzhokhar was in the store, the car's owner took his chance and escaped.
They never
across
found
the parking
me,
lot
though.
to a nearby mobile store.
His partner escaped. His partner ditched him. Should have stole the car, dude.
Immediately, he begged the cashier for help. He had just seconds before the brothers discovered his escape and caught up with him. The cashier let the hostage hide behind the counter and even lent him a phone, which he used
the
to
hostage.
call 911.
911 recorded line.
Please help me, please. They have guns.
Where
Oh,
are
he's got kidnapped.
They are in the
Stole his car, probably.
Shell gas station in Memorial Drive.
They were in front of the gas station?
Yeah, I just wrong. I just got it wrong.
HTTPS Discord GG DMBQQ.
Just run. I just ran. I just go to run.
Marathon explosion. They are Muslims.
Minutes later, police swarmed the area, but the brothers had escaped again. But they couldn't hide for long. Hours later, police cornered the brothers in a residential area, and the brothers started shooting. Older brother Tamerlan was killed in the crossfire, but Dzhokhar ran away on foot. By that time, other family members had come forward, begging the remaining terrorist to end his rampage.
Turn yourself in and ask for forgiveness.
Subsequently, a manhunt was launched to capture Tsarnaev. A few hours later, authorities received a strange 911 call.
There you go.
A boat in my yard. There's blood all over the inside. There's a person in the boat.
Police soon arrived and surrounded the area.
What's the crime? Clear the air. I'm in the rear of the yard. I got eyes on the boat. We got to get on. Somebody's poking holes in the roof of the boat.
LMAO, I remember
equipped with
this.
thermal cameras hovered over the covered boat.
He dies.
What's the call gonna be? Wait for SWAT. Wait for SWAT. They're in.
Oh shit, he's bleeding out in the boat.
Suddenly, multiple shots were fired.
And he probably gets convicted.
A robot was sent in to rip the canvas tarp off the boat.
Yeah. Don't fucking destroy the guy's boat.
Eventually, Tsarnaev surrendered. He was badly injured, but survived.
Yep, hey, sentencing, dude. It's not a dime video.
Both terrorists were finally neutralized, but their mother says it was all a misunderstanding.
What have you done with my son? He was alive. Why did they need to kill him? Why didn't send him to the, Guantanamo or whatever? Why did they kill him?
Fat guy though, he died.
She claims her sons are innocent, and America is the guilty one.
America took my kids away from me. Only America. So...
Nevertheless, Dzhokhar was charged with more than 30 counts, many of which qualified for the death penalty. The court proceedings were closed to the public,
Maybe he did fuck
and no
LOL.
cameras were allowed inside. But after 2 years of a grueling trial, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev was sentenced to death. Tsarnaev lost his own brother to the carnage, and it tore his family apart. What heartless killer would start his rampage with his own
Oh well, he is sooner or later.
3 people stabbed to death, 1 hit-and-run murder, 4 other stabbings, 2 carjackings, 2 cars stolen, and death threats against a handful of bystanders who crossed his bloody path.
Like in the case of Maxim Gelman, he's facing multiple charges, including multiple counts of first-degree murder, attempted murder, assault, carjacking, and a hit-and-run in New York City. In 2011, Maxim Gelman was the king of the city, or so he thought.
By his account, he became a successful drug dealer. By other accounts, he was a user who did a little dealing to procure drugs.
In reality, Gelman was a drug dealer who was paranoid that federal authorities were out to get him. When he stormed into his mother's house late into the night, demanding his passport, his mother's boyfriend stepped in to protect her.
There's a fat, ugly Russian with some dirty briefs and a guy talking all kind of
That Gucci hat says different.
in Russian.
Gelman had hated
right,
his
take,
stepfather
never know,
for
dude.
years. In a drug-induced rage, he grabbed a kitchen knife and started stabbing him.
Sveta, позвони полицию, call the police, he's killing me.
Gelman laughed, thinking his mother would never call the police on him, but he was wrong.
She picked up the phone and I looked at her like she's not gonna call the police, and I kept staring at him. I didn't think nothing of it. She picked up the phone and she called the police. And I was shocked. I was like, my own mother called the police on me.
With police on their way and blood everywhere, Gelman's fear of arrest became very real.
I realized I got the feds on me, and now
back
I
to
just
sleep,
caught a
son.
body, and
Wake up,
I'm
go to
probably
bed,
not gonna
story.
come home anytime soon.
Resigned to his fate,
Rain to bed
Gelman
all
decided
day.
that if he was going down, he would take his enemies
It's
with
gonna
him.
rain all day.
LMAO, what other choice did
the
she
house
have?
of his unrequited
Yeah, I
love.
know.
Gelman arrived at
What
the
an
door
idiot.
at 10:30 in the morning.
Surprised my
was
mom
in for
called the cops
disappointment.
already.
My mother opened the door. She invited me in, and I was like, "Where's Elena?" She's like, "She's at work." I'm like, "Where does she work?" And she wouldn't tell me. She was like, "Why are you asking all these questions?"
She refused to give up her daughter's location, so Gelman took matters into his own hands.
And I'm thinking, I can't get Elena because she's not here. Might as well get her mother because she's the closest person to her.
Minutes later, Yelena arrived home to the horrifying scene. As she called 911, Gelman attacked her too. She tried to run, but in vain. Gelman stabbed her 11 times, and she too was deceased when police arrived. Next, Gelman needed a getaway car. He picked his target at random.
I went to the guy, knocked on his window, said, "Excuse me, sir." I jumped through his window, pulled out the knife. I told him, "Get the out the car."
At first, the driver didn't react.
The guy just looked at me like I'm crazy. You know, he wasn't taking me serious.
Gelman pulled the knife from his shirt and plunged it into the driver's hand. The driver fled, screaming, but Gelman had no remorse.
I just needed the cars. I didn't want to kill no innocent people. I needed to get around. They're not going to give up the car just like that.
Now, Gelman was in a frenzy. He drove through town on a rampage and didn't even notice when he took a fourth life.
I heard something, a noise on the roof. I didn't even see anything.
The pedestrian was 62-year-old Stephen Tannenbaum, a rare coin expert who later died of his injuries. With 5 victims and 4 deaths in less than 24 hours, the police turned the city upside down for Gelman. That's when Gelman decided to hijack a new car using the same method he had with the first one.
He looked like a crazy guy. I was saying, oh my, this is it.
This is Gelman's 6th victim, who was also stabbed during a carjacking. Now, under police's radar, Gelman waited out the night.
He looked like a crazy guy.
In the morning, the car's engine wouldn't start, forcing Gelman onto the New York subway, where he was spotted.
That they stopped the train, that there's an ongoing police investigation.
When the train stopped
what the
in the
fuck
middle
is
of
with
the
this
tunnel,
dude?
Gelman knew he was trapped.
He stole another
refused to
car,
go
the
down
engine's
so
not working.
easily.
So I jumped off the train into the train tunnel, into train tracks.
Gets on the train going opposite direction.
I wonder
goes
if
to
the others got
conductor's booth.
stabbed in the
This
hand.
is official business. Open the door. This is official business.
Then he saw another train passing by, slowly enough for him to jump on and make his way inside. Next, Gelman went towards the conductor's cabin. He had a plan.
So if I get the conductor, I'll put the knife to him, and I could hijack the train to get out of there.
It opened for him,
Oh,
but it
God.
wasn't the conductor who opened the door.
Oh,
it was the
please.
police. Gelman stabs toward the officer, but they closed the door in his face. Just that second, a passenger on the train asked what all the commotion was about, and Gelman attacked. The passenger was stabbed multiple times before the officers inside the conductor's cabin could subdue the killer. The victim was severely injured, but survived. Gelman, the prolific serial stabber of New York City, was finally in handcuffs.
Wasn't apprehended this morning. He could have injured or killed many more people.
Gelman's surviving victims breathed a sigh of relief.
Well, it don't really make life better or easier for me, but at least I know he gone away.
55
For
till
good.
99 Smither.
Gelman was charged with a laundry list of crimes, including assault, murder,
Smither.
attempted murder, and carjacking. But his lawyer argued that the crimes weren't entirely his fault.
There is something going on upstairs with Mr. Gelman that kind of prevents him from controlling himself.
Although cameras weren't allowed inside, onlookers said Gelman seemed to revel in his own notoriety.
I would call his sentence a performance rather than a sentence.
His actions
Everyone is Jamaican.
Brooklyn court that day were like
Oh,
every
yeah,
other
it's
thing
New
he's
York,
ever
that's
done.
right.
They're deplorable.
Yeah.
Despite his bravado, the jury found Gelman
Right, it's
guilty.
New York.
Gelman didn't seem
Yeah,
to care.
you're right.
I had to take measures to stop him from talking, and but he always wanted to get it out. I don't know if he was trying to create that gangster persona because
Watch
he
some
knew that he
fucking-
was going to
oh, it's
spend the
2
rest of his
hours
life in
long,
jail.
holy shit. Let's watch some police body cams, dude. Longest sentences ever given in court. It's 2 hours fucking long. Holy. Watch some of it, dude. Hold.
I wish Judge Allen would say to me, there he is. Do whatever you want. I would kill you. This is the worst case I've ever seen.
You, sir, are a cold-blooded
You working tomorrow?
Cold-blooded killer.
No, dog.
Killer.
It's on rain tomorrow, so no.
I'm not no killer. I'm not no murderer. I'm not no bad person.
I drink all day tomorrow. Let's experience some birds.
so that you would never see a day outside of bars.
A life sentence for each of your victims.
1,000 years to life.
You will die in prison.
I
Level up, complete task,
Go.
life sentences
Nine Smith there.
with an additional 200 years being added to your sentence once you get to hell.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's supposed to rain here tomorrow.
One of America's most notorious mass murderers, who, on July 20th, 2012,
Get that right,
massacred
brother.
an entire movie theater during the midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises in Aurora, Colorado.
James Holmes. Please like the video, dogs.
Yep.
I remember this shit too.
Initially, Holmes sat in the front row and watched the movie for roughly 20 minutes before leaving.
Yeah, in the front
He went
row.
to
What
his
an
car,
idiot.
Changed into
Who the
protective
fuck sits
clothing
in the front
and
row?
returned to the theater with tear gas grenades and multiple guns. Witnesses thought that it was all a part of Holmes's elaborate costume, as many others in the audience were dressed up as various Batman characters. Only after Holmes threw the first tear gas canister and fired his shotgun at the ceiling did people realize what was happening.
Was the incident had taken place in Theater 9, and I was in Theater 8 next door. And our theater had no information about what was going on until bullets had flown into our theater, and it scared some of us. We thought it was a prank, but it turned out it was a crazy man shooting next door.
We thought that it was a practical joke, and I personally thought that it was a stink bomb or, you know, something somewhat juvenile. But when the canister exploded, everybody sort of started screaming,
Stink bomber.
and that's when the gunman opened fire on the crowd, and pandemonium just broke out.
But by then, it was too late. Holmes had started firing into the crowd.
Even if I just gotta get out the doors, and if I just fall dead, just get my kids out here. It was just so horrible.
The baby was in my arms at that time, and then it was just chaos. Like you started hearing screaming.
Damn.
It just
Lips are so
you
chapped
looked
from
up
the season
and
change.
people were falling, and it was like a dream.
But it wasn't a dream. The bullets were real.
Yeah, they can show that, and I could fucking age restricted, but I get age restricted for swearing too much.
12 people killed by Holmes.
I looked down at her and I realized that she was probably gone.
Where did you take her?
I took her due west of the theater, and I found an ambulance there, and they had their stretcher out, and I laid her on the stretcher, and at that point I realized that she had died.
Many more got injured, but Holmes did not stop shooting.
I realized that this is real. I told my friends, you know, you gotta get down, get on the floor. So we went in front of our seats and just curled down on the floor and hoped for the best. I mean, I'm very lucky to be here.
Timely 911 calls and Twitter posts from people on the scene got the word out.
Arapahoe 911, is this reference to shooting in Aurora?
Yes, ma'am, and I got shot. I got hit.
You were hit?
Yes,
Okay, hold on a second. Do not hang up. Sir, do not hang up. I need to bring Aurora on the phone, okay? Do not hang up.
Yes, ma'am.
Some 911 calls couldn't even be heard because of the sound of gunshots in the background.
Aurora 911, where's your emergency?
I can't hear you. What address?
Aurora, Colorado.
I can't hear you. Give me the address again.
There's gunshot.
The police arrived within 90 seconds.
Wow.
Holmes was arrested, but the damage he
90
set out to
seconds?
do was already done.
Got a suspect in a gas mask. Cars with that white car in the rear of the lot. Is that a suspect? Yes, we've got rifles, gas masks. Okay, hold that position. Hold your suspect.
Mr. Holmes was apprehended outside in the back of the theater, and he was apprehended with 3 weapons.
Holmes surrendered without any resistance. His only concern was whether any children were hurt in the shooting.
If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay?
The sign said victim services unit, children's something.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, yeah. What about that?
There wasn't any children hurt, was it?
In total, 12 people died as a result of the shooting. 70 others were injured.
It was cold and calculated, definitely. It seemed very methodical, just the rate at which he was firing and how he wasn't really moving position. He was just like unloading into the crowd.
I think these Americans carry their own guns, dude.
Some bodies were not recovered for
I
almost
thought
24
Americans
hours.
carry guns on
Tell
them
me
all the
where
time.
he is, okay? Find my son. I don't know where he is. Okay? Somebody find him and call us.
Tell him to call us.
But what made matters worse was the possibility that James Holmes could get away with what he had done. He pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity in the face of multiple murder and attempted murder charges.
There is not now, nor will there ever be, a time when it is appropriate to execute a seriously mentally ill man. And it will not go away just because we don't like it and just because we try and get rid of it.
There was no doubt that what Holmes had done was horrible, especially when one of his victims was an unborn baby.
Oh,
Ashley
fuck.
was told at the hospital that she lost her unborn baby.
Even his attorney did not dispute the fact that he pulled the trigger.
Before, during, and after July 20th of 2012, he was seriously mentally ill, and this tragedy was born of disease, not of choice.
The prosecution pointed out that Holmes was sane enough to make a series of calculated decisions.
The man that came there that night, covered head to toe in armor to protect him from any injury.
Yeah. It's intense.
A man who brought with him 4 weapons and hundreds of rounds of ammunition.
Yeah.
He's in the courtroom with us today. He's seated right over here. His name is James Egan Holmes. And on July 20th, 2012, he tried to murder a theater full of people to make himself feel better.
Members of the jury also heard videotaped conversations between James Holmes and a court-appointed psychiatrist.
At that time, did you have any doubt that you would end up killing a lot of people?
No, the dead can't be repaired or come back to life or be normal again.
And on July 16th, 2015, the jury came back with its answer.
We, the jury, find the defendant, James Egan Holmes, guilty of murder in the first degree after deliberation.
James Holmes was found guilty of 12 counts of first-degree murder and 140 counts of attempted first-degree murder. For these crimes, Holmes could be sentenced to death, but only if every member of the jury voted for the death penalty.
The deaths of all of those people cannot be answered by another death.
During the sentencing phase of Holmes's trial, his father took the stand to show photos and videos from the killer's childhood, all in an effort to humanize him.
Do you still love him?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Well, he's my son, and, we always got along pretty well, and he was actually really an excellent kid.
But Holmes had taken many sons from their fathers, and the prosecution made sure to point that out for the jury.
Jesse Childress, world traveler, son to a beloved mother. Will you remember tiny Karen Teeves up here talking to you about the loss of her firstborn son? Or is it the story that they didn't know until his death that he had sat every day with a kid hurt in a car accident for 2 months?
Then, the prosecutor urged the jury to realize that.
And for James Egan Holmes, justice is death.
Yeah, by firing
and that convinced every member of the jury
by
except
stoning.
one.
But at the point where we knew that one was an absolute holdout, we ended the deliberations because that person was solidly in favor of the life sentence.
And because of that split, James Holmes did not get the death penalty. After that, all eyes were on Judge Carlos Samor, who explained that he wasn't just going to sentence Holmes with a blanket sentence of life in prison.
As many crimes as he committed in this case, he has to be punished for each and every one of those crimes. The jury found him guilty of all the crimes that he was charged with. I have to punish him, impose a sentence for each and every single one of those crimes.
But before that punishment could be announced, the victims' families got a chance to speak.
We had a precious son, grandson, nephew, and cousin. And the next moment, he was gone.
My husband has lost his only daughter. I have lost my only stepdaughter. Jordan and Benjamin have lost their only sister. Forever, there is an emptiness, a sense of sadness.
This crime has stolen the life of my brother, my friendship with my brother.
Killer teens have no idea cop found their murder footage as a body cam. You good?
There's a girl laying in front of my road and she's fucking dying.
She was still alive and started saying, finish her, finish her. So I shot the girl.
What's the new channel?
You're how old are you?
12.
12 years old. The black cigar.
Yeah, she wrote her.
Nice dude, he found the cheat code, dude. Fucking get body cams.
On the last night of March 2023, 6 teenagers piled into a car in rural Florida. They were friends. By morning, 3 of them would be dead, executed by the other 3. And when detectives sat the suspects down, every single one of them told the same lie, that they were the only innocent person in that car. At 10:30 p.m., a man in Marion County stepped outside to check on his dumpster. His neighbor said it sounded like a car crashed into it, maybe a couple of pops.
911 with the address of the emergency. What is the telephone number you're calling from?
I don't know. There's a girl laying in front of my road and she's fucking dying.
Okay, is she awake?
She's dying. I don't know. Can you send an ambulance, please, very quick?
Okay, I need to understand if she's awake, sir.
She's gargling on her blood.
Yes, you need to turn her on her side so she doesn't choke, okay?
Oh, God. Okay. She's on her side. She's breathing. She looks real young, like 15 maybe. She has blood in her ear, and her head looks... She has blood all over her head and the back of her head, but it doesn't look like any more is coming out. I don't see any holes or nothing. It just looks like her head is like dented.
Her name was Layla Silvernail, 16 years old, shot in the back of the head. At that moment, she was the only victim anyone knew.
No blood was coming out?
Deputies arrived within minutes.
You didn't see any blood coming out?
Right here. He rolled her over her side because she had a bunch of blood, but they're saying gunshot wound in the back of the head. Okay. She's not responsive? No, not responsive. No, there's no ID, no nothing.
Young girl, older girl?
Younger girl.
What color hair?
It looked like brown. But look and see if you can. It's hard to tell. Not yet. Not at the moment.
Officers found the neighbor who'd first heard the noise.
She called you. You come out here, see her on her side, blood everywhere.
And I
call 911. She told you to move her on her side because it was coming out of her mouth and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear anything?
Yeah, guys, I hear him.
Possible crash or possible gunshot?
I didn't hear it at all.
You didn't hear nothing at all?
She told me it sounded like
hey, what saved her life?
Crashed into my dumpster, and then there was like 2 shots.
So, around what time did you hear? You said it sounded like a gun,
Yeah, it wasn't a loud gunshot. I would say about 20, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I these guys fucking
it wasn't a loud gunshot, but I heard about 4 or 5.
Yeah, she's taller than me.
I blew it off casually, and then I just looked out of my window because I did think it was strange with it, how late it was. And I saw the car run into the dumpster. And once I seen the car run into the dumpster, I stepped out my door, and I seen a man run out of the car down the road towards my yard, and I yelled at him, "What are you doing?" And then I seen him run back towards the car, take a minute, and I was calling him because it was his dumpster, and I seen him skirt off into the neighborhood. I only seen one person running, and it was a male. It had a male on. I want to say he was like 5 foot, maybe.
In the jungle,
there was only one dude running down the road.
Holy.
Did you hear the crash first, or did you hear what sounded like
I heard the gunshots first.
Gunshots first, then the crash. Then the driver bolted into Forest Lake Park. What Alexia didn't know, the car still had a body inside it. Layla was transported to a hospital. She would not survive. On April 1st, Michael Hodo Jr., 17, was found in a ditch half a mile from Layla, gunshot wound to the head. The following day, the car Alexia watched disappear was found partially submerged in a retention pond. Inside the trunk, 16-year-old Camille Quarles. This wasn't a crime of passion, it was a cleanup, and the investigation led to 3 names: Robert Robinson, 17, Taj Bruton, 16, Christopher Atkins, 12 years old. Before any suspect confessed, someone came forward, an anonymous source close to both the suspects and the victims, who didn't just know what happened. They knew it was coming.
Obviously, there's a lot of people that are saying that they've heard stuff and everything like that, but given like your proximity to knowing him,
I got called from my friend that brother had called him. This is what happened. They shot Camille because she kept moving around, and then they shot Layla.
Now, do you know if that happened like in the car or?
Everything happened in the car.
Okay.
All I know is all this that happened. It was so sad.
for what Sosa had. So why would they shoot Camille first if it was over what Sosa had going on?
No witnesses. They wanted to rob him at first. None of the shooting, none of the killing was supposed to be happening. When I got told that he was robbed and touched, I already knew what they was gonna do because, like I said, me and them was friends, right? And they used to tell me the things that what they was gonna do. They did something to me that I would never let somebody else do it. They acted like they was my friend, came to my house and almost shot me right there. They're in the mentality that they don't give a fuck at all.
Armed with this account, detectives brought in the suspects, and what followed were 3 interrogations that told 3 completely different stories, with one thing in common. In every version, the person talking was the only innocent one in the car. Robert Robinson, 17, was brought in with his mother. The detectives had spoken to Robert before, months earlier, about a separate violent crime, and remembered the warning he'd given them.
So we're investigating several different crimes that have occurred, and I wanted you to be here and while we're speaking to him, if that's okay with you. Okay. Do you guys understand each of these rights I've explained to you, Mom and Robert? Having these rights in mind, will you speak with us?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. I'm trying to bring the best way to say this to you guys. We're investigating several different incidents that occurred over the last couple of weeks. Okay. One being a theft of side-by-side. One being the theft of, a burglary. We're investigating a robbery, and we're investigating a murder. Okay?
Murder.
Mm-hmm. So,
the first ones you named is believable. The last one you named is not. So
I just want you to be.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go forward.
Right.
Murder. And so what do you mean murder? Just let them get out what they're gonna say, because the first ones, I would sit here and be like, okay, that's believable. So
the thefts and the robbery and
the thefts, like not no robbery. He just has sticky fingers. Like it's never like
never been violent.
Yeah, it's never violent or anything.
He has sticky fingers.
The thing is,
all his robberies have never been violent. He just has sticky fingers.
It's been several months now, but it was related to a violent crime, not one that he committed. Hold on. It's not one that you committed, but you were with the person who did within a couple of hours of that happening, and that falls back to the people that you associate with. And we had a long conversation about that, and I just mentioned it to you about the path that you're on, and that tattoo on your hand associating you with those people, okay? And that's why we're talking to you first, because there's other people involved, and I still think you have that on your hand, but I don't think that's what's in here, man.
Yeah.
And I know we had a long conversation about throwing your friends under the bus and being a snitch and all that, but this is a big deal, man.
Ain't no such thing as snitching when your ass is on the line. Like, so if you know something, I'm not saying you do, but if you know something,
yeah, it's his mom.
We're gonna be honest.
He's a minor, so his mom has to do that.
I ain't snitching on my homeboy or none of that, because they talking about murders.
I don't know what you're talking about. No murders.
So if you know
about no murder. I understand. I want you to tell the truth, because we're asking questions we already know the answer to. And if we're starting off right there with lies,
Sosa came over earlier. He came over earlier. He did not come over to my house later on that day.
I didn't say he came over to the house per se, but you saw him again that night.
I didn't see him again that night. I saw Sosa one time that day. I have a curfew.
Robert shut it down. Home all day, curfew at 6:30. But before the detective went anywhere near the murders, he started with something smaller.
Okay, tell me about that. Stole the John Deere, right?
That's the dog. I be the dog. I didn't even steal that, bro. He wanted to go hit. I was with him, but I did not steal that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was with him, but I did not steal it. I didn't even hop in it. When they stole it, went back home, because it was all in Waha. It was not far. Walked right back home. I did not hop in it, not go with them. Because that's not what I went out there to do. That's not what I went out there to do. He seen the thing still had keys. He hopped in and he drove off. I didn't steal the side-by-side either. Like, I was there,
Not gonna lie, like I was there.
Oh, they're stealing farm equipment?
I know you're being honest. We know you're being honest because we saw you on video, okay? For that, okay? So thank you for being honest. That's the first honest thing you've told us today.
Small admission, small reward. Build a pattern of truth on low stakes questions so the suspect keeps going when the stakes get higher. Classic technique. And it worked because the stakes were about to get a lot higher. Earlier that same night, around 7 p.m., this group committed an armed robbery. A man came to buy a gun from 3-5. He got in the car with $200. He didn't leave with it.
So what happened? What about earlier that night? The first incident that we talked to you about, also in the forest at around 7 o'clock that night.
Good.
Since we're being completely honest now with each other.
What do you mean?
The incident earlier that night.
Around 7 o'clock with the chubby Spanish-looking guy.
Oh, that was, man. So basically, we was in the forest. The jit. He was trying to buy 3-5's gun.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to buy 3-5's gun, and then we went out there and was like, what happened? He got in the car. He had like $200.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave me the $200, and I told him you bugged. You bugged, and then he went to get out the car, and 3-5 shot at him. But he didn't hit him. I don't think he hit him.
At 7 p.m., they robbed a man at gunpoint and a 12-year-old shot at him. 3 hours later, they'd kill 3 of their own.
How does a 12-year-old own a gun and none of the other people own a gun?
Murder in one night.
Todd, my dog, 3-5, my dog, everybody in that car I was friends with. And everybody in that car was friends. That's how we was all in the car. Right. Todd did it because he was gun. It was really for the gun. Like, it was really for the gun. That's really what he wanted, was the cannon.
Taj wanted Sosa's gun. That was the motive for 3 executions.
Are you a cold-blooded murderer?
I didn't kill anybody.
Or are you there and something happened that was an accident and it got out of hand?
I was not there when anybody got killed. Like, why are y'all not
when we step out and look at your phone that's in the other room.
It's not going to show I was there with no... What time did somebody get killed?
We're talking later that evening.
I know you don't have the heart to kill nobody. I know that for a fact. You don't know, mother. I didn't kill. It wasn't me. I didn't kill nobody. They trying to get me to my sister.
I didn't say that you killed anyone. Robert, you don't understand that you're just as guilty if you know who did it and you're not saying nothing.
Damn.
That's guilty by association. Like, what part of that is not clicking for you?
You're already sticking up for 3-5 right now.
Okay, 3-5 did not get dropped off. 3-5 was still with. I
understand why you keep
get in line.
Because 3-5 stayed like.
Yeah, she can do what the detectives can't do.
It doesn't matter. I don't understand why
she can just scream at him.
Lying, and then you go back.
It's gonna be a snitch.
It doesn't matter.
Kill me. It don't matter. If it's a snitch, and I would die. This is not no joke. You would die. Like, you would die for snitching out here. People die for that. Real talk. Mama, people get popped and killed for snitching. That is real life. I didn't kill nobody.
Robert cracked, but only halfway. His first version blamed Taj for everything.
Level up. Completed.
It's crap here.
Alright, so
the 98 from my torture.
After we left
LMAO.
we had left back out. We went to pick up Todd.
Mom's like the fucking secret detective.
Todd came out.
That's why I got out the streets.
First thing he told me, like, we knocking on. We knocking out. I was like, nah, bro, I ain't even trying to do all that. He was like, bro, we're gonna do it. We went to the forest. After dropped to the forest, Todd up the gun, shot head. He shot Layla in the head. 3-5 dropped the back seat and he shot the girl in the back. And then he shot her in the head because she was not dead all the way.
Where was Layla?
Layla was in the driver's seat. Taj was in the middle. Layla was in the driver's seat. Taj was in the seat. There was a girl in the trunk. Like, she was just in the trunk the whole ride. So I told him, don't do it. I said, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. When he shot the people, I just like, take me home. He was like, but you better not snitch, I'm gonna kill you too. You better not snitch, I'm gonna kill you too.
Who said that to you?
Todd. You better not snitch, I'm gonna kill you too.
And when asked if there had been any warning before the first shot.
We was all supposed to go together to go hit. We was all supposed to go together. We was just in the car. It was so
LMAO,
random.
she was just in he trunk.
Knock him off. I'm not thinking he's serious though. Like at the time when he first said it, if you would have seen his face, like, right, he was laughing. Like you would not think he was serious when he first said it. I didn't think he was serious until when the car started slowing down and I seen him up the gun. I'm looking, boom, boom.
He was laughing. Robert's description of the seconds before Taj Bruton allegedly shot 2 people in the head. Robert stuck to the story for hours. Taj did it. He was just there. But 6 hours later, the detective came back to the one question Robert still hadn't answered.
Did you shoot that girl in the trunk?
In the trunk?
Yeah.
35 shot that girl in the trunk.
You sure?
He did shoot that girl in the trunk.
35's right next door.
35 shot that girl in the trunk.
How many times?
He shot her once.
How many times you shoot her?
Once.
You shot her once?
This is exactly how it went. Starboy up the gun, he shot Sosa. I upped the gun, I tried to shoot Layla, it clicked. He shot Layla. And then 3-5 dropped the back seat and he shot the girl in the back. And she was still alive and Starboy said, finish her, finish her. So I shot the girl. It's exactly how it went. No lie, no question.
So you racked around to get one in the chamber?
Yeah, I cocked it back. I cocked it back because I told you I cocked it back, but he shot the girl. I cocked it back, he shot Layla. And then 3-5 dropped the seat and he shot the girl in the back. And Starboy said, finish her, finish her, finish her. So I shot the girl. If I did not do what that man told me to do, bro, I would not have went home with that.
He had a gun the whole time. He tried to shoot Layla, the gun jammed, he cocked it, and when Camille was still alive in the trunk, he finished the job. 7 hours of
you could have shot the other guy that told you to do this.
So I shot the girl. After the confession, Robert reapproached detectives on his own. His mother had told them to stop, but he wanted to keep talking, and what he described was the aftermath.
So where did you
Why didn't he just shoot the dude with the gun?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, go ahead. They went to the lake. Parked the car at the lake, and then I walked home.
So you said we were all at the lake?
Honestly,
okay.
We all went to the lake.
Exactly, dog.
And then I walked home from the lake. I took my clothes off, gave them to Taj, and I walked home from the lake. Me and 3-5. 3-5 walked with me. He had it back.
Well, then he put all your clothes.
He had clothes in his hands. The clothes was in his hands.
And I'm not getting on to you. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, the clothes was in his hands. Everything else was in the backpack, like the weed and all of that, the guns and stuff. That was in the backpack. The clothes was in his hands. I think he burned them. That's what he told me he did with them. Me and 3-5 went back to the house. We had drawers on. I gave my clothes to Taj.
2 teenagers walking home through Ocklawaha in their underwear at midnight. They just killed 3 people, stripped off their clothes to destroy the evidence, and walked home in the dark. That's Robert's version. Every terrible detail, except that in his telling, someone else always pulled the trigger first. Now it was Taj's turn to talk, and his version would point right back at Robert. And unlike Robert, who took 7 hours to break, Taj started talking immediately.
At first, she was like, we finna go smoke. She's like, all right. Now, I knew so then because we went to Lake Ware together. Now, I went to Lake Ware at first, and then I got expelled, went to school because I was late to class all the time, skipping from time to time, you know. He called me, he's like, yo, we finna smoke, this, that, and the third. I ain't asked what was going on, I was just like, shit, fuck it, we guess we finna ride around and smoke. We driving on the way out there, in the car with me at the time, when they picked me up, was so, Layla was driving, right? I'm sitting behind, it was so, Layla over here, 3-5 was behind Layla, so over there, my, was in the middle, Raw was in the middle, so we driving. They like, yo, we finna go and so run this up. He was like, yo, we finna go and take this dirt bike. We finna go rob this dirt bike. What we do? Like rob a dirt bike. At this time, I'm already going to. I'm out right now because I'm scared, I'm paranoid. I don't want to go to jail.
I heard the video.
I'm not finna rob nobody. You're crazy as hell. Drop me off. Take me back to Spring House. Nah, but we not taking you back to Spring House, bro. You tripping? We need you for this. No, I'm not doing this. So anytime I get service, because at this time I don't have service.
It's just fucking bad to hear.
I start walking. I just walk.
Can't listen to this fucking longer. It's so fucking bad sound. It's me.
Don't leave now, I'm too invested in this shit.
Alright, Doc.
I'm out right now because I'm scared, I'm paranoid, I don't want to go to jail. I'm like, so therefore, I'm like, I'm not finna go rob nobody. You're crazy as hell, drop me off. Take me back to Spring House. Nah, bro, we not taking you back to Spring House, bro. You tripping, we need you.
Sucks, dude.
No, I'm not doing this. Somewhere until I get service, because at this time, I don't have service on my phone. So I start walking.
The microphone's built into him.
Eventually, I get service. As soon as I get service, I call Spring. Spring, can you please come get me? I don't know what they got going on. I just got dropped off. Can you please come get me? So she comes, she pull up, she get me, and then we go back to her house.
I can find it if you don't want to fancy
I know
it.
Robin 3 was the last people.
Dropped off, called his girlfriend, went home clean. Except Robert named Taj as the shooter, the anonymous source named Taj, and detectives had evidence that put him somewhere he said he'd never been. So they brought him back.
I'm going to be honest with you. Robin and 3-5 said that you were the guy in all this. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying it because it's not true. This is what they told me. They told me that you like pre-planned all this to happen, and then you like forced them to do things. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I also don't want to learn from fingerprints and DNA. I know that you were in the car.
Yeah, I was there.
But you weren't in the car when they were dead, right?
No.
You weren't in the car when they were shot?
No.
Okay. This case is national news.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very big thing. I get it. People do dumb stuff. Okay.
Kids do stupid shit, bro.
This is psychotic. Like that's why, like, yeah, this is not no dumb decision that somebody could just sit back and make. This is legit. Psychotic.
You think that the people did this? It was an intentional act that they were planning on doing this.
They had to. They had to.
They had to. His own words, calling it premeditated while insisting he wasn't part of it.
Whether you burned your clothes in the woods after all of this, we need to know about that now, because the evidence is piling up and you're getting deeper and deeper into the mix of this. And for you to tell us, sit here and say that you don't know anything and that you weren't there.
I blame the environment they grew up in.
Pretty much your only opportunity to get in front of this. Because right now, all the fingers are pointing at you.
Yeah, I understand that. I want y'all to ask me any questions that y'all need.
Did you put a hoodie on? Did you put gloves on to go out there and do that and then change your mind after they said they weren't going to go they were going to rob somebody instead of go car hopping?
Yeah.
So you were dressed to go car hopping?
Yeah, I was dressed to go car hopping.
Okay.
I relate to
That's probably how they got a gun, dude.
You weren't going to mess with robbing somebody.
That's probably how they got a gun, breaking into cars.
What were those clothes that you were wearing?
Those clothes, I had a black hoodie, I had on a green and black ski mask, all black Air Forces.
I'm telling you right now, the evidence that we have puts you out and about with them at the time of the murder.
Yeah.
Okay. Not with Spring.
For the first time, Taj stopped denying, and what came out of him was something no one in that room expected.
Is it any way, like, 'cause after I tell y'all this story, I'ma die. So therefore, I'm scared to tell this story.
I grew up in that environment, that's why I moved to Alabama.
After this story, because I know
when we take you to the jail, I'll make sure that you get in protective custody.
Because after this story, and after I tell you this, and after I tell you what I have seen in this, I couldn't tell my parents this, bro, because legit these people is telling me, like, I'm scared to tell these people are telling me that I got into some deep shit. They can't say this. I have to take the murder. Like, they're telling me I have to take it.
I'm telling you, this is what I got to understand.
Because I was supposed to be, because they telling me I was supposed to be the one that went down for them. I was supposed to go in there and tell them this, that, and third.
You were supposed to go down for
Yeah, I was supposed to go down for the murders, because they was like, if you don't go down for the murders, then they knew Spring. That's why Spring been getting hella death threats. They knew my mama, because these people was around me, so they knew what my mama looked like, they knew what my auntie looked like, they knew what my sister looked like, they knew what Spring looked like, so I got scared. And I still don't even want to tell y'all the story, because if it gets out, bro, I'm gonna die. Either in prison or in the real world, I'm gonna die. This man is something that y'all have never seen before, and I know him, bro.
Taj Bruton was 16 years old, and he sat in an interrogation room telling detectives he'd been pressured to take the fall for 3 murders, or his entire family would be killed. Then he told his second story, and in this version, he was in the car the whole time.
97 crafting almost.
Level up, completed.
I had to see one more level.
A lot of stuff still stands. I didn't have no gun. Never had no gun. I still was sitting where I was sitting at. Everything is still the same except I did witness it.
Well, tell me the whole story one more time.
Okay. Start it over. Rob, look at me. I'm gonna rob these niggas tonight. And if they don't, exactly how you say it. I'm gonna rob these niggas tonight. And if they don't go for it, I'm gonna kill them.
In Taj's new version, Robert was the mastermind. Robert announced the plan. Robert pulled the first trigger.
They upped the guns. They like, give me all that. So they had weed in the car, they had money, and they had a gun in the car. So they like, give me all that, I need all that, and get the fuck out of the car and walk. Like they was gonna rob the car, they was gonna rob everything. So they was like, get the fuck out of the car and walk. So Sosa and Layla, they're like that, bro. They wasn't going for that. Like Sosa and Layla sitting there like, bro, I'm not getting the you gonna have to shoot me, I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting out of my car, you're not finna take none of my shit without killing me. So they're like, oh, alright. So boom. Shot. They pulled down, and then at this point, I'm shitting bricks. I'm like, it's no way they just shot these people like this out here in the middle of nowhere.
No, who shot who?
3-5 sent his back, 3-5 shot Sosa. Boom. Layla got shot by Rob, because that was diagonal. And then shit, the back seat, he pulled down, like, legit, it was crazy as fuck. This nigga 3-5, so after they both died, they like, I seen Rob try to shoot her, right? And when he tried to shoot her, he shot her, and then his gun didn't go off, so he reloaded it again and shot her. Like it didn't go off at first, and then he reloaded, shot her, and then the back he pulled down the seat, he shot her too.
Rob shot her too?
Huh?
Rob shot her?
No, 3-5 shot her, but no, Rob shot her too though. That's what you don't understand. Yeah, 3-5 shoots her, right, and then she's not dead yet, so Rob sees that and he shoots her to make sure she's dead.
Taj confirmed the gun jam. He confirmed that Rob finished Camille. He confirmed everything Robert had already confessed to, except in Taj's version, he was a helpless bystander.
So I'm sitting here finna bawl my eyes out, bruh. I'm scared as hell. I'm sitting here and I'm like, bro, if I tell anybody anything, if I do this, if I do that, Lil 30 is gonna come after me. So he runs over here, he's telling me, get the fucking, cause he planned on killing me that night too.
Did you run?
Huh?
Did you run?
Did I run?
Yeah.
No, cause they has guns.
You stayed in the car?
Yes, I had to.
Did anybody run?
No, didn't nobody get away.
Okay.
According to Taj, the only reason he got back in the car after the shooting was because Robert would have killed him if he didn't. Robert says Taj was the mastermind. Taj says Robert was the mastermind. Both say 3-5 was forced to shoot, and both swear they never held a gun. And then there was the third suspect, the one both Robert and Taj agreed on. The 12-year-old they both said shot Camille Quarles.
So just get out of the fucking shower. What the hell?
Before I ask any questions here, you're how old are you? 12 years old. Now, this is going to be one of the silly questions I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you if you know the truth versus a lie. I'm going to give you an example. If a little boy were to come in here and were to color on all these walls with a red crayon and then were to tell me that they didn't do it, is that a truth or a lie?
It's a lie.
Okay. And if the same kid would have colored on the walls and then said, Detective Pender, I colored on the walls, I'm sorry about it, is that the truth or a lie?
A homicide detective teaching a child the concept of honesty before asking him about 3 murders. The detectives told Christopher that Robinson had already talked and that his story was pointing directly at him.
Robert Robinson, Reaper, you guys are friends, right?
Make it colder so you freeze.
I've talked to him down there, and he has been 100% honest with me and told me everything. Okay? And a lot of the things he's telling me are pointing at Christopher.
Christopher gave his first version. Vague, no names. The detective wasn't buying it.
6:30 p.m. Yeah, that sounds good. And where were you at about that time?
Our house.
Okay. And so you're hanging out with on last Thursday night. Okay. What did you guys do? Tell me all about your night.
First, we made something to eat. Then we watched TV. And I think he went to sleep.
Okay.
About what time did he went to sleep, brother?
Okay. What happened after KJ went to bed?
I think I went to sleep.
So I think what you just told me was what you
Why is there a
probably
12-year-old
had
with no
rehearsed in
fucking
your
shirt
mind
on,
several
dude?
times to tell
Sure, it's
police
Florida,
officer
but
if
still,
you ever had
dude.
to talk about
The
that
hell's wrong with
Thursday
the
night.
parent?
Because sitting here talking to you, with your mom here crying, and knowing that you have these siblings, you're probably in sort of an embarrassing and shameful position. I've worked with people before that feel embarrassed or sad or upset about something that they've done. And I know you're cold, but your body position to me, and you're sitting here talking to me, says that you're somebody that feels bad and they have a weight on their shoulders. They feel sorry about something that happened. So the story that you just told me, I'm not mad that she told me that. I know that it's not true. I know that a person's natural reaction when they sit in here and they talk to a police officer is to not say what is bearing down on them right away, okay?
I'm not mad. I know that it's not true. The detective didn't yell. He read a 12-year-old's body language and told him gently that the rehearsed story wasn't going to work. And slowly, Christopher started to talk.
Rob comes over, he knocks on your window, he says, let's go see some girls. You go out there and you said you see a white car. Can you mark where the white guy is? All right, so the white guy is, oh, thanks, he's in the passenger seat. And where's the white girl? All right, so she's in the driver's seat. And put a C for your name where you're sitting at. So Reaper's in the middle.
They treat him like he's a
you said there's guy
2-year-old.
wearing all black. Can you draw an X where he's sitting? So
Put a C where your
guy that you
name's
marked
at.
as an X, he raised the gun at the white guy and you said he shot it? And then what happened after he did that?
Look up, and he shot the white girl.
Okay. Were people talking? Well,
no, it was just like the car. Like we was listening to loud music, and like I thought somebody was shooting at us, so I hopped out of the car and ran.
And then you said you hopped out. I heard you say something about get back in or something. Did I hear that right?
You said get back in.
Tell me all about that and be specific. Describe what the X-Man here that we marked. What did he say to you?
Get back in.
How does this person look?
A ski mask, a jacket, and yeah.
What happened when you got back in the car? Now it's got this. What's happening with these two people? Are they okay? Are they starting to are they okay? Or they're not okay?
They was out of the car. He pushed them out.
He did what? He pushed them out?
3 suspects, 3 stories, and every single one of them ends the same way. I didn't want to do it, they made me. But the evidence didn't care whose version was true. All 3 had guns, and 3 teenagers were dead. The motive, confirmed at trial, was Michael Hodo's gun. In the days after the murders, detectives had to deliver the news to the families, and what those conversations sounded like was its own kind of horror.
Hi. Are you Mr. My son's dead, isn't he? We're not. We're still preliminary investigation. Do you have any photos of Michael?
Lisa. No. Who did this? We'll find out, okay? Lisa, have a seat right here. Is my granddaughter okay? Will she be okay? Be in the hospital. I don't know anything about myself.
In May 2023, a grand jury indicted all 3, Robinson and Bruton on 3 counts of first-degree murder each, Atkins on 1 count, armed robbery, evidence tampering, all charged as adults. Christopher Atkins pleaded guilty in April 2025 and agreed to testify. Taj Bruton pleaded guilty in June. Robert Robinson pleaded no contest. On July 22nd, 2025, Christopher Atkins, 15 years old, was sentenced to 40 years with a review after 25. The following day, Taj Bruton and Robert Robinson were each sentenced to life in prison. Layla Silvernail was 16. Michael Hodo Jr. was 17. Camille Quarles was 16. 6 teenagers got in a car together on a Thursday night in rural Florida. 3 of them would never get out, and the 3 who did spent every minute afterward trying to convince the world it was somebody.
There's no video footage, dude. What the fuck? There's no video footage at all, dude. You just click paste the video, nobody notices the fucking end.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Nobody even recognizes the fucking title at the end of the fucking video. That drew them in at the fucking start. You can get away with clickbait if your video is good enough, right? People are just too stupid and they forget it. Cannibals. Courtroom contacts that got attacked by their victims' fathers in court. Which one do you want to watch, Doug? Number 1 or number 2? Oh, fuck me. Watch court.
Find something, dog. I'm drunk.
I would ask you to, as part of this sentencing, to grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon. Would you do that? Yes or no? Would you give me 1 minute? Well, I'm going to have to give you one.
The intro, dude. Mad sick intro, dog. Holy. Hey. What's this thing?
This is Alfred Gaynor, one of the deadliest serial killers in Massachusetts history. According to reports, Gaynor terrorized the city of Springfield, where he brutally murdered 9 women from 1995 to 1998. Gaynor was finally arrested after his DNA matched with evidence from the crime scenes. Gaynor was in court for a pretrial hearing in the murders of Joyce Dickerson and Rosemary Downs. Gaynor's lawyer complained about his situation in jail.
Mr. Gaynor's being held in extreme conditions of confinement. He's being held without right to bail.
Rosemary Downs' son watched silently as Gaynor's lawyer asked for better jail conditions.
Among the onlookers is this man.
Damn! You can't snap him, it's only women in there.
Eric Downs jumped the barrier and charged at Gaynor, who ducked just in time to dodge the swing. Gaynor then sprinted towards the side, but Downs held onto his cuffs. Then he tackled the killer to the floor and unleashed a barrage of punches. Downs was pulled away by the alleged killer's sister, Kathy Gaynor. Back on his legs, Downs picked up a chair and brought it down on Gaynor. Gaynor's sister intervened once again, pulling Downs away so the defendant could be rushed out of the courtroom. Officers rushed to restrain Downs and bring order back in the courtroom.
Other officers attempt to restore order.
Gaynor was later convicted of killing Rosemary Downs and 3 other women. He also admitted to killing 5 more. He's serving out his life sentence in Sousa Baranowski Correctional Center in Lancaster, Massachusetts. Alfred Gaynor murdered multiple women and was attacked in court. But how does that compare to a serial killer grinning at the father of his victim? Like in the case of Michael Madison, on July 19th, 2013, a cable
always some woman screaming, no, in the back.
Garage.
So I went in there, and when I smelled the smell, I was like, oh my God, we need to call the police.
Cops arrived to investigate the tip and surrounded the garage. Upon entering, they found the source of the smell, a rotting body. They immediately searched the rest of the property and uncovered 2 more bodies.
Evidence of decomposition fluid in several parts of the apartment building. There were maggots that were attached to the decomposition fluid.
The victims were identified as 18-year-old Sherelda Terry, 38-year-old Angela Deskins, and 28-year-old Shatisha Sheely. The victims' families were devastated and enraged.
We all know she's never coming back.
She's a good girl, quiet. She ain't bother nobody. She didn't deserve this.
What up, Shouty? Shatisha. Shatisha. Shatisha, chat. My name's Shatisha. Smoking on that shit t-shirt, man. Single day, man, I be smoking on that shit t-shirt. Shit t-shirt.
Investigation revealed that the garage
What a
was
name.
leased to 35-year-old Michael Madison. Cops searched Madison's car and found garbage bags and a brand new shovel in its trunk. It seemed like Madison was getting ready to dispose of the bodies. He had killed the women just a few days apart from each other.
This person, if what we believe is true, killed 3 people in less than 2 weeks. A person like that, every hour that they're on the street, someone else's life could be in danger.
With that in mind, Judge William Dawson decided that
at this time, the bond that's going to be set will be $1 million per count. So there are 6 counts, 6 charges. So your bond is going to be $6 million. You understand that?
Prosecutor Anna Faragalia argued that the murders were premeditated.
We agree that the defendant has an explosive, violent temper. Everybody who kills someone purposely does so in some kind of an eruption. But that does not mean that this defendant didn't kill these women with prior calculation and design.
She focused on proving that Madison was methodical in his crimes.
He killed them in the same way, at the same place.
Garbage bag and shovel, his, yeah,
Then he
definitely.
disposed of their bodies. Michael Madison gave you 3 reasons to find him guilty. Their names are Sherelda Terry, Shatisha Sheely, Angela Duskins.
The defense tried to paint each murder as an isolated case of sudden, uncontrolled violence.
What we have, ladies and gentlemen, is an equal plausible explanation that each one of these individuals was killed with a sudden eruption of violence.
But the jury did not buy this and found Madison
guilty of aggravated murder, and further find and specify the defendant is also guilty of purposely killing Sherelda Terry, Shatisha D. Sheely, and/or Angela H. Deskins.
They found that Madison's actions were premeditated.
The defendant did commit the offense with respect to the kidnapping and was the principal offender, or if not the principal offender, committed the crime with prior calculation and design.
For his sentence, the jury recommended the death penalty.
We therefore unanimously find that the sentence of death should be imposed upon the defendant, Michael Madison.
At his sentencing, Madison heard from the father of his youngest victim, Sherelda Terry.
I would not have to pay today. Father Sherelda Terry. But right now, I guess we're supposed to, in our hearts, get this out. But we've touched our families.
At one point, the girl's father turned towards Madison, who grinned at him off camera. Then, all of a sudden,
Oh, he got away.
Madison kept
He didn't
grinning
get hit
as he
at all.
dodged the attack. Madison was rushed out of the courtroom while Sherelda's family tried to calm her father.
Damn, he didn't even get him.
LOL.
Terry! Put in reverse, Terry. Throw in reverse, Terry. Throw in reverse, Terry.
In a later interview, Sherelda's dad revealed he attacked Madison because he was grinning at him.
But when I turned around to look at him, and he hit me with that grin, I lost my mind.
Yeah.
He grinned at you.
Yes, he did.
After that, Judge Nancy McDonnell made her remarks.
His car key out in his hand. Like a gun.
By the sheer
His
inhumanity
car key up in the
of
air.
what one human being can do to not one, but 3 human beings. It is incomprehensible.
She then went on to describe his actions in great detail.
You folded them in half, binding them so that their feet were up by their ears. You wrapped them in multiple layers of trash bags, and you discarded them.
After that came the sentence.
Accordingly, the sentence of death is imposed upon the defendant, Michael Madison, on counts 1, 4, and 7.
Michael Madison killed 3 women and was attacked by the father of one. But what happens when the defendant is with hundreds of victims? Like in the case of Larry Nassar.
The life has literally been sucked out of me.
During this time, he was the national medical coordinator for USA Gymnastics and a team physician for Michigan State University. Nassar used his position to take advantage of hundreds of athletes and insist that it was standard medical procedure.
Sir, in fact, what you did these victims in all of these counts was ungloved. Is that correct?
Yes, here.
And it was not for any medical purpose. Is that correct?
What?
It was for your own purpose. Is that correct?
Yes.
Some of the victims came forward much earlier, but USA Gymnastics did nothing.
One accusation went by and nothing was done, but neglected and pushed aside. By 1998, there were even more, yet once again, nothing was done. Due to complex details that I won't get into here, my parents chose to believe Larry Nassar over me. To my father, someone who makes such heinous, false accusations is the worst type of person. His belief that I had lied seeped into the foundation of our relationship. Every time we got into a fight, he would tell me, "You need to apologize to Larry." I told him that I wasn't lying. You convinced my parents that I was a liar. That is unforgivable.
One of them went public. Rachel Denholander was the first to publicly accuse Nassar. Soon, others followed.
They chose to lie about what I said and protect a serial rather than protect not only me, but countless others. Let's be honest. By not taking immediate action from my report, they allowed to go free for more than a year.
To be clear, I blame Larry Nassar, and I also blame an entire system that enabled and perpetrated his abuse.
Nassar was arrested and interrogated. In a separate case, Nassar pleaded guilty to 7 counts of criminal misconduct.
In the plea agreement and what we've put before this court today, you are waiving any defenses that your actions were for a legitimate medical purpose.
Yes.
After that, he apologized to his victims.
I'm so horribly sorry that this was like a match to turn into a forest fire out of control. And I pray the rosary every day for forgiveness for I want them to heal. I want this community to heal. I have no animosity towards anyone. I just want healing. It's time.
Then it was time for Judge Rosemary Aquilina to give her remarks.
You used that position of trust that you had in the most vile way.
Then she commented on Nassar's statement about healing.
I agree that now is a time of healing, but it may take them a lifetime of healing while you spend your lifetime behind bars.
At Nassar's sentencing,
She
his
says it like
victims
so
came forward
dramatic.
with
Your
emotional victim
lifetime.
impact statements.
9 bars.
Even standing
Now your
outside-
lifetime is like a 2-minute pause behind bars.
One of the victims demanded an apology.
I want you to apologize to me right here. I want to forgive you, but I also want to hear you tell me that you regret all the hurt you caused. Thank you.
Nassar appeared to be remorseful, but only after he was caught.
Your words these past several days, the words have had a significant emotional effect on myself and has shaken me to my core. I also recognize that what I am feeling pales in comparison to the pain, trauma, and emotional destruction which could all be used back then.
Then
whole fucking
it was
mess
time for the
case.
judge's remarks.
Would you like to withdraw your plea? No. Because you are guilty, aren't you? Are you guilty, sir?
It's my plea, be sacked.
After that, she sentenced him to 175 years in prison.
I find that you don't get it, that you're a danger.
You remain a danger. I am a judge who believes in life and rehabilitation when rehabilitation is possible. I have many defendants come back here and show me the great things they've done in their lives after probation, after parole. I don't find that's possible with you.
Sir, I'm giving you 175 years, which is 2,100 months. I just signed your death warrant.
Those words proved to be
You said
prophetic
your
as
death
Nassar
warrant.
was stabbed at least 10 times
At
in an attack
least.
that left him bleeding from his neck. He was also attacked in an earlier hearing where a victim's father asked the judge for some time alone with Nassar.
I would ask you to, as part of this sentencing, to grant me 5 minutes in a locked room and doesn't be a minute.
The judge told him,
That is not how
Yes or
our... No, sir, I can't
Would you
do
give me
that.
1 minute?
You know that I can't do that.
That's when he took matters into his own hands.
Give me 1 minute with that. What if this happened to you guys?
Not behave like that. No one can behave like this. I want to make sure it's crystal clear.
You haven't lived through it, lady.
Nassar has been attacked several times, including once in prison. Well, what happens when the father of a girl comes face to face with her killer? Like in the case of Clifford Thomas. In September 2014, Jamila Smith was rushed to Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. The girl had bruises on her head and chest consistent with abuse.
I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it.
The girl's mother, Jasmine Gordon, made excuses for the injuries.
She just said the baby bumped into a wall.
The fuck is that hat,
For it
dude?
to happen. Well, she said she ran into a wall, so that's all I know, no more than what they told us last night.
That turned out to be a lie, and the girl's injuries were traced back to multiple instances of blunt force trauma. Gordon and her boyfriend, Clifford Thomas, were arrested. When Jamila died of her injuries, the two were charged with involuntary manslaughter, along with other counts.
Over 50 injuries, and they were at
What the fuck
various
is that hair, dude?
stages of healing. Had several impacts
What
all
the
over her head. In fact, there was hemorrhaging between the scalp and the bones.
The trial was emotionally charged, and at their sentencing, things soon got out of control.
Oh, nice, you got him.
The girl's father stepped up to the podium to deliver an impact statement, but instead, he snuck up behind Thomas and punched him in the back of his head.
Yeah, I'm good.
Thomas was flung to his feet by the impact and turned around to hit the girl's father. By then, the attacker had been restrained by a deputy and pulled away. Thomas pursued him, but was pushed behind the clerks, where two deputies held him back.
Someone's yelling World Star.
Courtroom was cleared, and the sentencing was postponed till later in the day. Then, in the absence of the victim's father, Thomas was given a sentence of 6 to 15 years for involuntary manslaughter. The judge refused to hold the girl's father in contempt for the attack. Thomas was attacked by the father.
The judge didn't hold him in
killed.
contempt.
But what happens when the mother of
Nice,
the
the
victim
judge let
takes
him go
justice
free.
into her own hands? Like in the case of Klaus Grabowski, who murdered a girl in 1981.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Convicted
like a
offender
long
Klaus
time ago.
Grabowski was released on probation by a court in West Germany. Grabowski went on to claim another victim in Anna Bachmeier. He abducted Anna and took her to his apartment, where she stayed alive for at least a few hours. Then he her with his fiance's stockings. When Grabowski's fiance returned home, he told her what he had done to the girl whose body was still in his apartment. She left immediately to report everything to the police. He was put on trial for the girl's murder, and it seemed like he was going to be convicted. But Anna's mother, Marianne Bachmeier, had other plans. She smuggled a small pistol into the courtroom while attending the trial. Then, she pulled it out and shot Grabowski 7 times. The shock of those
Jesus
in attendance was
Christ.
visible in the background.
What a crazy bitch, dude. Holy.
One of the officers got Bachmeier to lower the pistol, but by then it was too late for Grabowski.
How's one of the girl's mothers, I think. Jeez.
6 of the bullets had punctured his body, and he died from rapid blood loss. Bachmeier was arrested immediately and charged with murder. Shortly after, the charges were amended, and she was convicted of manslaughter. The judge sentenced Bachmeier to 6 years in prison, and she was released after serving 3. Grabowski was killed by the mother of his victim. But what happens when a killer comes face to face with the sons of his victims? Like in the case of Dale Williams, who chased and killed his ex-girlfriend, Elizabeth Stewart. Stewart was driving along Market Street in Youngstown when her boyfriend, Dale Williams, rammed his vehicle into her car. Williams had been looking for Elizabeth after a domestic dispute, and he had finally found her. He stepped out of his car and shot and injured Elizabeth several times. He confessed to the murder and was scheduled for sentencing when things took a violent turn.
Poor Dale, always blamed.
Yeah, blame Dale, yeah.
The victim's sons could not stand the sight of Williams and rushed to attack him. One of them landed several punches before the deputies could intervene. He did not stop swinging until a deputy zapped him with his taser.
Yeah.
A woman begged the deputy to stop, but was asked to stay away. A deputy helped Williams to his feet and rushed him out of the courtroom.
Oh, they got him. His head's bleeding.
With Williams out of his reach, the victim's son turned around and got handcuffed.
Yeah, all right. All right.
Finally, the courtroom was cleared and the sentencing was postponed. Williams killed his ex-girlfriend and was attacked by her sons. But what happens when a father and son team up to beat a killer in court? Like in the case of James Gonzalez, who shot and killed Matthew Hall following an argument. Hall passed by Douglas Gonzalez's car outside of a Motel 6 in Mobile, Alabama. The two got into an argument, after which Gonzalez shot Hall. Gonzalez claimed that Hall had stopped him first, and witness testimony backed this up, as Gonzalez's own friends had seen his hand going into the car window. The situation in the courtroom was tense leading up to the verdict. A dozen officers and deputies lined the courtroom, anticipating an emotional reaction from either party. Hall's father and brother waited anxiously to find out if Gonzalez would be convicted of murder. Then came the verdict. Gonzalez was found not guilty of murder and instead convicted of criminally negligent homicide. which carried a 1-year sentence. Paul's
What the
brother
fuck?
couldn't hold back his disappointment and jumped over the barrier to get justice with his own hands. He managed to punch Gonzalez before the officers could reach him. Paul's dad also joined the brawl and appeared to be divided between pulling his son away and attacking the killer. Gonzalez's family was in tears while spectators watched in horror. It took 8 officers to restrain the Halls. Even more were called for backup. In the end, Gonzalez was taken out of the courtroom without any serious injuries. But several people in the courtroom needed medical attention because they had been trampled in the brawl. The Halls were sentenced to 5 days in prison, but were let go after 1 night in jail. Gonzalez, on the other hand, was sentenced to 1 year
let go
for
after 1 night.
homicide.
You know what, fuck it, you can go, man. Like, that's what you did? You attacked the guy that...
Sentence.
Oh, yeah, you can go, man. No problem, dude. Here, here's the key. Get out. Yeah, get out of here.
Like in the case of Deshaun Brown, who killed his girlfriend Nitisha and her son Nilo. Prosecutor Joe Dieter was horrified by the gruesome nature of the double murder.
It's a gruesome case. I cannot even imagine.
Brown left his girlfriend's body in her Walnut Hills apartment for 6 days while he looked for ways to get rid of it.
He purchased a body bag after that from eBay.
Investigators learned that Brown had wanted to kill his girlfriend for a long time.
He knew he was going to kill her for 2 months. I mean, this was a very premeditated murder.
Brown was arrested and interrogated, but he didn't give up the location of Nilo's body.
They're still looking for Nilo, but it's pretty clear that he died a miserable death.
Nilo's family was in a lot of pain, and his grandfather shared some of it with the media.
Sean Brown is a monster. You deserve the death penalty for what you did to my grandson and my daughter. You deserve the death penalty. No mercy, none. Deshaun Brown deserves nothing less than the death penalty. That's exactly what you deserve. No mercy at all.
He said that the killer had taken his daughter and his grandson.
Should be living right now. My grandson should be alive right now. This scumbag deserves to be in hell. He needs to burn in hell.
Nilo's family wanted Brown to get the death penalty, which he tried to dodge by citing his mental condition. But that did not hold up in court.
Based on there then being no intellectual disability and there being no support for a severe mental illness,
it's clear to me that he made multiple steps to cover it up, that he tried to evade police later.
Everything came back to the brutality with which Brown had murdered his victims.
He chose to kill Nilo in an incredibly barbaric method. And I still have nightmares about this.
As these details became public, Brown became a walking reminder of how much his victims had suffered, especially the boy. So when the boy's father spotted the killer, he could not hold back. Two deputies wrestled Nilo's father to the floor. The deputies struggled to keep him down as he continued to curse out the killer.
Base, can we get back up in 560 now? Scott?
Brown returned to his seat and stared down the boy's father.
Don't move!
A deputy holding down the attacker asked the judge to hit the panic button.
Judge, can you hit the panic alarm, please?
I can.
The deputies got the boy's father to calm down, then helped him to his feet.
Calm down. Stop. Stop. Are you okay?
But within seconds,
What's wrong with you? Chill out, dude. Take a minute. No. Come with me. All right?
Damn, I hit him right off the TV.
Brown was taken out of the courtroom. Moments later, the victim's father was taken out as well.
Have time.
Deshaun Brown later pleaded guilty to the murder of Nitisha Lattimore and her son, Nilo.
Do you still wish to enter a plea to count 1, aggravated murder, and count 2, aggravated murder?
Yeah.
I just need to hear you say it one more time. What is your plea to those charges?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
What's your plea?
He was sentenced to life in prison. Brown was attacked by the father of his victim. What happens when the family of a victim gets into an all-out brawl with the family of the killer? Like in the case of Frank DeLeon Jr., who shot his girlfriend Diamond Alvarez 22 times. Alvarez died on the spot, and DeLeon was charged with her murder. He pleaded guilty without hesitation. At his sentencing, DeLeon heard from the victim's mother, who blamed his parents for how he turned out.
Good bar now. So these a waste of time? Nah, fucking sick, dude. Nope. Definitely ain't. Cannibals react to life sentences. Most viral courtroom moments of all time. Simple traffic stop turns into citywide chaos. That's probably better.
On May 14th, 2025, in Willoughby Hills, Ohio, an officer is on routine patrol when a dark blue Subaru with expired tags passes by. But this routine stop is about to escalate far beyond a typical encounter, putting multiple lives at risk.
Are you okay, ma'am?
I'm shaking already.
Okay, were you in your car?
Yeah, I was in my car.
Go ahead. Traffic stop. Planet Fitness parking lot. I'll get you a plate in a second. Howdy!
I know I'm expired.
Yes, sir.
I'm homeless with the cat in the car right now.
Okay. You got your ID on you? Yeah, it's just expired by, what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we're home. I'm homeless. Been homeless since that time. Yeah, I'm trying, hoping we can shower.
Where's that?
Planet Fitness. My brother's going to send me a screenshot of his QR code. Hopefully get us in there to shower.
All right, I appreciate it. Do you have your insurance with you, Mr. Montgomery? You got your ID with you, ma'am?
No, my ID got stolen.
What's your social? What's that? Oh. What's your social, ma'am?
I don't know by heart, but I can get my social security card.
Yeah, that'll work too. Any firearms in the car while I'm speaking with you, Mr. Montgomery?
No.
Okay.
I have no weapons. I mean, well, a pocket knife.
The cat's not going to jump out, is it?
Yeah, he will.
Can't find your social right now. We'll just go with your name and date of birth.
Stacy Montgomery.
I'll be back with you in a minute.
42-year-olds, you know, that don't know social. She's 42 years old. She's not get social. She's hiding something, or she's got warrants or something like that.
Hey, just keep an eye on them. All right, male driver is the listed owner. Still working on trying to figure out who the female passenger is.
Did you find her or no?
No.
See if she got the social? She found it?
See if she found it. I'm going to look. I'm going to try a different way of finding her.
You able to find that social or no?
I'm trying to help with my insurance.
There's a cat in the car. Is that going to be a problem? I don't know who she is yet, so I'm still working on it.
Why don't you keep looking for your social, see if you can find that, okay, so we can get yours?
Hello?
Mom, I need you to send me a picture of my insurance. I'm pulled over right now.
Why'd you get pulled over? Speeding?
No, No.
Oh, okay. Hold on a minute.
I haven't even been told.
She hasn't been able to find it?
Okay, hold on. I hope it don't hang off.
You haven't been able to find it, ma'am?
Oh, not yet, sorry.
Does your phone work when it's not connected to the car?
What do you mean?
Like, if I ask you guys to step out, will it work while she's outside the car?
What do you mean?
Of course it will.
What did I even get pulled over for?
For the expired
Of course it will, dude. The phone, not just the car phone.
Yeah, no problem. I can't find her information, so that's why I was going to ask you guys to step out of the vehicle.
You see how our car looks? Like,
yeah, I see.
Come and go. And are you legally
Just
allowed
Bluetooth connected to the car.
What's that?
Because of the tag?
Am I legally allowed to ask you to step out?
Me? No. Her. I know you can tell me to step out.
Yeah, I can tell both people.
Yeah, but you're asking me.
They're acting kind of fidgety. Right now, I'm asking, in a nice, professional.
I'm kind of feeling like all these cops are here for what? Like, what is going on right now?
Well, I have a backup officer, and
there's 7 cops here.
There's not 7 cops. There's 3 cops and a ride-along who's a college student. So 3 cops, not 7.
I don't even know what I did.
Okay, you're not wearing your seatbelt, so I'm allowed to identify you. It's buckled behind you. You gave me a name and a birth date, ma'am. It's not coming back to anybody.
Well, I don't know why. That's who I am.
Well, most people at the age of 41 would know their social security number.
Most people work, and I don't.
Pop the tire.
I'm asking you both to exit the vehicle. Roll the window up and exit the vehicle.
Roll the window up?
Yeah, so your cat doesn't get out, dude.
What I'm saying, why am I being asked to remove myself from my home?
It doesn't matter. It's still a motor vehicle, okay? I know you're sleeping in it. I understand that you're telling me you're homeless, but it's still a motor vehicle. I can ask you to exit, which I'm doing that right now. So right now is me asking. So I'm asking you to exit the motor vehicle so I can figure out who she is. I'm going to have my partner over here run his canine around your vehicle. Okay? That's why I'm asking you, okay? But I need to identify who she is, okay? You're not helping your case right now, but right now is an ask, okay? I don't want to get to the tell, and I don't want to get to the make portion, so I'm asking you. All right.
Asking you. He's not telling you. He's not making you.
Get in the car.
Get in the car. Got flat.
Damn.
That vehicle's taking off. It's running on flats. It went over the Terminator.
The Terminator.
Back lot of Shoregate.
Hearing over on Schwarzenegger. Ran over the Terminator. And he only has a flat. The Terminator.
Going through the construction zone. You ready, buddy? Wycliffe, if you got anybody near Lakeland and Lloyd, they're coming up southbound on Lloyd. It's running on at least one flat. Damn it!
Damn.
Passing Grand. Yeah, we should be coming up to Lakeland right now.
There's places to be. Places to be and people to see.
Going over the railroad tracks. It's losing a tire.
I mean, easy pit. The missing tire. They just stop him. We block him. Until he swears himself out, yeah.
advise Willoughby, just in case it continues east. Throwing out the windows, throwing something out the window. Warden, you're out by Mark. Coming up this running right now. Continuing eastbound past real time. Just throwing drugs out the window at Douglas, Oak Ridge. More stuff out the window.
Good Subaru commercial. Oh man, go down on fucking 3 tires. Damn, so much traffic, dude. Oh, not traffic, but so much fucking tires, dude. They can't fit them yet. Too many cars. A massive miss. What the fuck was that?
Into the Lowe's parking lot. You ready, buddy?
There we go, no one's in the bed now. Another tire.
Brian, I lost it. Dark blue. It's only got 3 tires now and the damaged bumper's falling off. The blue Subaru sedan.
Lost it. I lost it.
Come on. Jesus Christ. Willoughby, get out of the way.
I have a female on the phone that finds the vehicle went northbound on Rush.
Alright, just down. Still northbound Rush. You've got at least 60 or 70. I think let me get around you.
We'll go to sleep after this. And wake up. Have some beer and start streaming. Yeah. Poacher necklace. Try to farm a misery piece at the pact point. From Toa.
Both currently smoking meth in the vehicle, I can see it.
Damn.
You ready, buddy? You gonna get that, man? You got more spikes, you can get them out.
dodge shit easily.
Going toward downtown Willoughby. Let him go.
Just keeps
Let him
going.
slow down, Sean. Let him slow down, Sean.
He's running all done with 3 tires still.
So
Holy.
he slows down and he's doing 70 on one rim.
Keep crossing there, you know.
All right, let it go. Base, you can advise Menor. He's coming into their city. He's going 60, 70 through Vine Street here. We're going to let him go. He was throwing out numerous baggies. There was a whole book bag he threw out and other items. Base, you can let Menor know they're both extremely high.
They went up Kirtland towards 84.
Just drive, dude.
The Johnny Creek. We can go straight. You going or? Alright, I lost up at Johnny Cake.
He's saying he went eastbound from Johnny Cake towards Menor?
Yeah, the gentleman in front of me is pointing. They went that way.
The fuck is that?
Officers continue searching for them. The suspect sees the opportunity to make multiple carjacking attempts nearby.
Damn. Just leave the car and fucking drive.
911, where's your emergency?
I just witnessed a car slam into another one, and now they're getting into another person's car. They're stealing her car.
What kind of car are they getting into?
It is a white 4-door small sedan. I cannot see the make or model.
Meth head's got it.
Sean, we just passed it. Looked like it crashed into a house.
You have it back there inside the house or no?
They took my car. It's a 2018 Nissan Versa. License plate.
Alright, they just took a 2018 Nissan Versa. It's white and it went eastbound.
Little chicken
I'll
sound.
give you that here in a second.
Sounds like something's dying.
Okay.
Yeah, get the bush there, man. Holy. That's why you get shrubs.
Are you okay, ma'am?
I'm shaking up.
Okay, were you in your car?
Yeah, I was in my car. They
Okay.
made me get out.
Do they have a gun or anything?
We don't have a crowbar.
So they turned right on 306 and started heading south.
Chester Township as well. Contact you. Oh, they got it.
Got it?
They're on it. Looks like they're going in Chester.
Damn. You gotta pop 4 more tires, or another tire at least.
They're all the way at 6 and 306. You want me to keep heading that way just in case they wreck it out? All right, I'll keep heading that way and I'll scan them and I'll see what I run into. Yeah, we're going on a field trip. Hey, you write your 15th day paper today. About how you almost lost your life 16 times in the car. We jumped this bitch twice. It sounds like someone's chasing you right
Kirtland's right
The
behind
college
it. They're going
students
into
getting the fucking
right now.
I don't know
trip
how
for
they got this
fucking
far
life.
with 3
man.
tires.
I don't know where they're going.
Yeah, I don't think they know either, but...
Every freeway we were waiting. Who chases them doesn't go on a freeway?
Right.
Is this it? Let's go!
Oh yeah, good hit.
25's got a hit. 25's got a hit. I think I
Good
only had
hit.
1 successful hit on the driver's
You
side.
can hear the air coming off of it.
Damaged your car a little bit. I hate to say it. I'm just
Did they get him or no?
mechanic, so he said it's smoking, so I can't
That
imagine
was a mechanic, perfect.
Sorry, Willow doesn't have an ID on the driver. Does have an ID on the driver. We're going to have an ag rock charge sounds like. They just got me with spikes. Oh boy.
Oh no.
899, I just got hit with a spike. I'm dropping out.
I'm picking up the bags and stuff I found up here. Yeah? What'd you find?
Oh shit.
Okay, you
A
tell me
little
where it's at,
kid.
I'll come get it, okay?
Holy shit, dude.
It's down there on the sidewalk. I'll show you exactly where it is.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Holy shit, dude. The little kid.
Passing Washington, speed's about 40, 45.
We found something.
Traffic light, and we're down to about 35. He is going left to center without any traffic in front of him. Every once in a while, Mike, he's driving left to center, just like he's trying to go at a car, but he's always pulling back off.
Alright, if he's going left to center, shut it down. We know who he is.
Coming up to Giant Eagle here, shutting it down.
Shutting it down again? He's going slow, you just pit him, there's barely any traffic.
Yeah, he just pulled into Giant Eagle, Mike.
Alright, see the guy up there, that's fine.
Trying to carjack somebody else, it looks like.
You can't shut it down, dude.
Car now on the lead.
Gonna keep carjacking people. You shut it down, he's gonna steal another car.
Keep calling it.
And he's driving behind the business here.
Chuck, you're good certified. You get into that parking lot, do it.
Okay, I will do it.
Damn heavy, man. What the fuck is he doing?
He's trying to carjack another car now at
There he is.
gas station.
Shoot him.
Don't get out of the car. I said don't get out of the car.
Oh, fire department 10 round.
Lock the car, dude.
One at gunpoint, one on foot.
Get that method.
Dead before y'all even get the fuck up.
Don't tease me.
Babe, I love you. I'm about to die. Hear me? Hey, watch out.
Hey, relax, man. Relax.
I ain't have no chance. I came out here and tried to do the right thing. That's a fact. I'm homeless as shit. Hey, I just want to speak to you.
Yeah, what's up?
So, listen, please let me kiss him.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
I can, but I won't.
You can, but I won't.
We're gonna do it again.
I'm dead anyways. I'll be dead in 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, butt in first. Swing your feet. Fine, but shit, it's gonna be what? Willoughby?
We will like the car.
The female was driving.
You alright, ma'am?
They don't let me kiss her?
No, sir.
Why?
She's in a different car. Different traffic stop, but then he crashed into a car in our city and carjacked the car. What's your girl's name?
Stacy Montgomery, my wife.
Okay.
Hey, this is so tight.
Okay, we're gonna switch it off.
Ma'am, sit up. Hello? Sit up, ma'am. I need you to sit up. Matt!
Hey! Hey, she go in.
I can't believe you got that far. On
Damn.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I don't.
absurd.
That car was janky as hell too. That's my. Fire's my relative.
Oh yeah. According to her, she says she has stress-induced seizures. We just checked her out. She's totally fine. She's good to go. She said she was cocaine a half hour ago. She's conscious and alert. This is that stress. Yep. That's the jailitis. Yeah. She's got the fake seizures for. So I said I want to do this for 40-minute ride back. And she's
Oh, God.
flopping around that good.
So, what were you guys throwing out the side of the window? Any guns? No. So it was just drugs? No. So now it's not drugs? No, it's a drug. I said whatever was in the car. Just random
Our fire department's policy is we can't cuff them. Do you want her cuffed? You okay?
doesn't seem like.
I'll be like I said, I'll be right behind you too.
How you had $8,000, legit money, and nobody want to rent an apartment to you? In the hood?
the longest pursuit you've done?
That one.
Really?
Jacob Montgomery, 32 years old, faced charges brought by the Willoughby Police Department for multiple felony offenses, including aggravated robbery, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and vehicular vandalism. Separate charges were also filed through the Willowick Police Department, including failure to comply, obstruction, vandalism, tampering with evidence, possession of drugs, and multiple traffic-related offenses. The Ohio Adult Parole Authority later confirmed that Montgomery was currently on parole and had an open burglary case through the Ashtabula County Prosecutor's Office. The female passenger, Stacy Camplease, was not on parole, but was also connected to the same open case. Camplease, 42 years old, was identified as a passenger in a vehicle connected to an incident involving aggravated robbery with a weapon, grand theft of a motor vehicle accident, and vehicle vandalism. She was taken into custody during the investigation. However, the prosecutor determined that charges were not warranted. In a separate incident reported by Willowick Police, Camplease was later booked on charges including possession of drugs, tampering with evidence, obstruction, and possession of drug paraphernalia, and was cited for failure to wear a seatbelt while in the front seat. She was later transported to Hillcrest Hospital for evaluation, where medical staff assessed her and determined that she had no injuries, despite her apparent seizure-like behavior. Once medically cleared, she was returned to the Willowick holding facility for booking. Jacob was taken to another hospital and then transferred to Lake County Jail, where he was ordered to remain in custody and was not granted bond. Following the vehicle's recovery, officers located drug paraphernalia, including a glass smoking pipe and materials commonly associated with narcotics packaging. They also observed white powder residue throughout the interior of the vehicle. Officers also located the cat concealed under the driver's seat, buried beneath various items. The cat was removed and transported to a veterinary hospital for evaluation before being transferred to animal care services and is not suspected of wrongdoing. For privacy purposes, we are not identifying the cat. Both suspects are innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
For privacy purposes, we're not not releasing the cat's name or whatever the fuck they said. I think that's it. Nutty Putty Cave. Oh, yeah, I'm going to sleep, I think, guys. Oh. I'm gonna wake up, get some beers, stream again, about to work. And the next day is gonna be a big day, so I gotta enjoy today. Yep. Get some Missouri.
GN dog.
See you guys. See you guys. Ooh, jeez.